don't really want it that bad.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Jason and I are back in the building today, bringing you guys another amazing show. I'm going to say it's amazing because we're producing the content, and so I got to toot my own horn because nobody else is going to do it for me, Jay. That is Jason. He's the chosen one. I am Greg. I used to say a legend in my own mind, but I think I'm actually just a legend. I've recovered from July 29th. Jay, I want to start off by making sure that we give the people that support the channel some love. Starting off with Rock Dog Interactive. Rock Dog, if you need anything in regards to website design, logo design, reach out to Rock Dog Interactive. Ping me in the chat section if you need to get further information. The League of Legacies is doing wonderful work out there in the community. Black father figures. Black fathers, I mean, we're not appreciated enough, Jay, as far as I'm concerned. And so I like the work that the League of Legacies is doing out there for us. And then Nadaj Vodka, www.nadajvodka.com. It is a black-owned vodka company out of Jacksonville, Florida. So you guys go check it out. Has a kiwi taste to it. One of the best vodkas I've tasted. I was drinking it last week, straight up, Jay, and I love Nadaj vodka. Got that kiwi taste. Guys, go check it out. Support the channel and support Nadaj vodka. So with that being said, Jay, let's go ahead and get kicked off. We got 30 people in the building. We got 7 likes. Please smash the like button if you get the opportunity, or the dislike button, but make sure that you are engaging with the content. All right, Jay. Man, where do we start, man? Where do we start? Do you want to start from? Because I know you watch. So I'm a full disclosure. The only fight that I saw last night was my guy Virgil Ortiz. I did not watch the other fights. I was extremely tired after a long day of running around with activities with my kids, so I did not get the opportunity to see all the fights last night. But I did see Virgil Ortiz, and that is my guy. But I'll let you cover those fights from last night, Jay, to the extent that you would like to cover.
Those fights from last night, man, I slept.
Oh, you were asleep too?
Oh, bro, I was gone. I was gone. And by the time I did wake up, Virgil was already done. Virgil had already handled his business. You know, he fought Thomas Delorme, who hadn't fought in since 2021. Mm-hmm. And that was his first fight at 154. It was like a catch weight. Virgil came in at 155.6, I think, and Thomas Delorme was like 154.5 or something like that. So I mean, it was one round. Caught him with a body blow, and Virgil even said, "I didn't even hit him that hard." And dude was on the ground screaming in pain. I mean, you know more than any of us how body blows affect you. You know, body shots affect you. You know, from what your experience is. You know, back in the day when what was his name? Jonathan. What was his name? Trevor. That caught you in the stomach and made you shit on yourself a little bit back in the day.
I don't know what that dude's name was. It definitely wasn't no damn Jonathan Trevor. And I see that you are continuously trying to bring up one of my lowlights. I don't take kindly to people trying to bring up my lowlights. So you better move on, brother.
Hey, I don't know about that one. So quite honestly, I didn't see the fight neither. So I mean, I saw the highlight, and he popped him in the stomach. I think it was with a left to the body, and dude went down, really in pain, rolling on the ground in pain, like he took a horrible shot. And it kind of confused me when Virgil said he didn't hit him that hard. So I don't know, maybe it was him coming up in weight, but the thing with Virgil Ortiz, he shows a lot of talent. He just needs to get rounds in, So it's going to be interesting when August 3rd come. He'll be fighting Tszyu. So I mean, I didn't even see the other fight. I heard it was kind of like some BS going on with Jose Ramirez and Bartholomew. I heard Bartholomew got dropped by getting a potential hurting or getting the fight stopped on Ramirez because they stopped the round like 10 seconds early, something like that. But I didn't see that fight either. Like I said, I was sleeping on most of the fights last night. I was out of it. So up to you. What did you think about your boy Virgil Ortiz? Does he look like he's ready for Tszyu, or would you like to see him? I mean, he's going to be fighting Tszyu in August, but do you feel like he should take an intern fight before that? That fight shouldn't happen.
No, Virgil Ortiz looked incredible last night. The same Virgil Ortiz I saw at 147 pounds, crisp, sharp. I love what I see out of Virgil Ortiz. I think he's mistaken as a pressure fighter, and he's more than a pressure fighter. He's also a fighter that uses a high IQ. I think he's diverse in the way that he attacks his opponents. I think his defense is a little bit underrated. So I think he's ready for Tszyu. Of course, Virgil Ortiz is my guy. I'm going to pick Virgil Ortiz to win that fight. I think he's more explosive than Tszyu. I think he's a better boxer than Tszyu. And I think he's going to show it on August 3rd. And as a matter of fact, finally, the August 3rd card actually has a main event. It has a main event. It has a fight that's worthy of a main event, and that's Virgil Ortiz versus Tszyu. So I'm excited about that fight for sure.
Damn. So I guess Virgil Ortiz is your guy, your favorite fighter right now. I guess that's your dude.
He's one of my favorite fighters right now. I love Virgil Ortiz. I just love his game, man. I love everything that he brings to the ring. I love the mentality he brings to the ring. So yeah, he's one of my favorite fighters right now for sure.
I think that's going to be a good fight with him and Tim as well. My hesitation with Virgil, like I said, Virgil just hasn't had the ring experience or the ring time in a long. Hasn't fought in a while. Every fight, the last few fights he's fought has been 2 rounds or something like that, 2 or 3 rounds total. His last 2 fights. So we'll see. I do see the talent in him. I always wanted to see him and Emmanuel Stanionis. I thought that would have been a hell of a fight if they had ever fought at 147, but we know both of them had medical issues at times. To your point, I gotta agree with that card. August 3rd, I think this does make that one of the better fights on that card, honestly, as far as even matchups.
It's the best fight on the card.
I gotta be real.
It's the best fight on the card. It's the best fight on the card by far. I
like the Ryu and Pitbull card fight as well.
It's a cool fight. It's a cool fight. That's a cool fight
but
for sure.
This would be a good fight. I would feel better about it if Virgil hadn't had so much time off and hadn't had a lot of rings, a lot of rounds under him over the last 2 or 3 years. I'll feel a lot better about this fight. I just feel Tim has been active. He's been active, and that can catch up with Virgil on there. But it's gonna be a great fight, I think.
So all things put something in the chat that I think is fair. To be fair, Ortiz's last 2 opponents were just not at his level of competition. That's true. Everything that you're saying is true. I'm not gonna knock that whatsoever, man. I'm not the type of person that's gonna just, not give you the real, man. The real is he hasn't been as active. That's gonna make the fight more challenging relative to Tszyu. I completely understand that, admit that, but I still lean towards Virgil Ortiz because I think he's the more talented, skilled, and better fighter. Period.
Hey, Manolo says this. He says, where was this in 2022 when he had not one but 2 mandated title fights against that TBC or Terence Crawford, and he turned him down? He gets no props.
Virgil Ortiz, that was a bad. You gotta hit him with strikes because he didn't take on Terence Crawford. Period. End of story. You didn't take on Terence Crawford. You had the opportunity. So
you hold him accountable. That's okay to hold people accountable these days, right, Greg? I just want to make sure it's okay.
No, that's a fair push. If you're saying that, hey, he should have faced Terence Crawford when he had the opportunity to face Terence Crawford, that's absolutely correct. Now, his team may have not felt that he was ready for Terence Crawford, but hey, at the end of the day, you gotta call that out. And so I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah. And since we already started talking about this card on August 3rd with Bud, so we know Bud's fighting for fighting, the guys. You can pronounce the guy's name a lot better than I can. He's fighting on August 3rd. He's the main event of that card, of course, for that fight there. I've seen people talking about, this is the best card ever. Pump the brakes. It's not the best card ever. That's not the best card ever. Now, we had flipped around and had Bud fighting Tszyu or even Virgil Ortiz. I'd be more intrigued, but the guy he's fighting has 10 fights. A lot of people didn't know who this guy was. Don't try to tell him about his amateur career or anything like that, because we know amateurs doesn't necessarily do translate to the pros. I mean, this is a good chance for Bud to get a belt and then try to, like he said, he wants to try to be undisputed again at 154. He said he could probably get in like 3 fights, so we'll see how he does on this fight here. Like I said, it was interesting fight was Pitbull and Ryu. That came out of nowhere to me. Because Ryan was fighting at 135. Pitbull just got at 140, beat Rolly for the belt on that. So I thought Ryan was going to get the rematch with Ghost, a.k.a. Edwin De Los Santos, for a rematch in that. But he said he had that up, but he got this opportunity here to be a champion, which makes sense. He's going to fight for a championship at 140. He said 135 was kind of hard for him to make. But overall, the card on August 3rd, it's a decent card, but it's not the best card over. Y'all need to stop with that.
Have you noticed that all of a sudden Shakur Stevenson is now calling them ghosts? I could have swore that originated from this channel when we started saying that he looked like James Ghost St. Patrick, and now everybody's calling him ghosts.
You said that from the very get-go. Yep. The very first time.
We're going to talk about another topic today that we didn't get credit from a lot of people that were on Twitter claiming it as their own, but I know exactly where they got the information from, but we'll go there a little bit later. Best card ever. It's a good card, man. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. Specifically, the fact now that we have Virgil Ortiz versus Tszyu, I think that does make it a really, really, really good card. So I can't knock it. I don't think the main event is all that, because you got Madrimov, who is not Israel Madrimov, who is not a guy that is a recognized or well-known name. However, I've been in our Discord, guys. The Discord is pinned to the top of the chat, so go and check out the Discord. Currently, we have way too many Terence Crawford fans in there, and every day they jump me, guys. They jump me and they double team me. So if you are a Spence supporter or if you are a Terence Crawford hater, please join me in the Discord so I can fend them off. But anyway, I've been saying in the Discord for a while that I got Madrimov in 6. Madrimov in 6. Yeah, I said it. Madrimov in 6. Now, will it come to a realization? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you this, Jay. I think that this is the year of the cherry gone wrong. I think this is the year that we think that an opponent is not going to be as good as they're not going to be as good as they actually are. And they're going to come out, they're going to put on a demonstration in a show that people are going to be shocked by. And I think that Terence Crawford, and this is just my personal opinion, and hold up, let me preface my comments by saying this. And Jay, you and I had this conversation a little while ago, and so I want to put it out there for sure so everybody understands this. Terence Crawford, and Jay, correct me if I'm wrong when I say this, hold me accountable if I'm saying something that I did not actually say in this conversation. Pretty much everything Terence Crawford is doing, I would probably have done myself. Is that a fair statement? As far as his moves? I said I would probably do everything that Terence Crawford is doing as well. I have no issue with what Terence Crawford is actually doing, because theoretically what you should be doing is trying to maximize your revenue and minimize your risk. So I have no problems with Terence Crawford looking for the opportunity to skip everybody in the line at 168 to try to fight Canelo Alvarez, because he is trying to maximize his revenue and minimize his risk. Why the hell would I want to get into the ring with David Benavidez? Because David Benavidez is not going to maximize my revenue, but he's for sure going to increase my risk. Because more than likely, if I'm Terence Crawford, I'm going to go in there and I'm probably going to lose badly. So I don't have a problem with what Terence Crawford does. What I have a problem with is the narratives that he creates, and he uses a lot of the narratives coming from his fans. And so that always creates a challenge for me with Terence Crawford, Jay, where I don't like the narratives that are created. You know what I mean? But I just feel like at some point, Terence Crawford, because I think Terence Crawford looks for the path of least resistance. And I'm not saying that that is not what he should do. I'm saying that you shouldn't do it all the time and then paint it as something different than what it is. And I think if he were to come to the table and say, Jay, you know what? Hell no, I'm not going to fight David Benavidez. That fight is hard as hell. I can't win that fight. I want to go fight Canelo because that's where all the money is. Or if he said, hey, man, you know, do I want to become undisputed? Absolutely. But that's only a caveat to the fact that I really want to just maximize my dollars. I have no problem with that. But presenting it as something else is what I really have the issue with. And I think we're presenting this as all about legacy, this, that, and the third. And I just feel like this is the year where a cherry is going to go wrong. This is the year where cherries go wrong. And I've been looking at Madrimov. Madrimov is kind of slow. He looks like a great value version of Triple G. He does have an Olympic pedigree and an amateur pedigree, but he only has 10 fights. He has decent powers. But what is interesting about him is his footwork. He has this interesting style to change angles to get inside. And I'll be curious to see how Terence Crawford deals with that. But he's a strong guy. If he can figure out a way to avoid getting countered as he comes inside, he's a strong guy. If he can get his shots off when he gets inside, he got a chance. But as far as name recognition is concerned, Madrimov is simply not a well-known, recognized name. He's just simply not. And because he's not, I struggle with saying that this is the greatest card ever, but certainly it is a fantastic card now that we know for sure that Virgil Ortiz and Tszyu is going to be a part of the card.
Yeah. So just quick response to Honeybee. Honeybee was saying if it was EJ instead of Bud fighting Madrimov, would we say it's a better card? Like, no. The dude still has 10 fights.
Yes, I say it's a better card. I would say it's a better card.
I wouldn't say so. I would still feel the same way. I would still feel, okay, they're getting a fight, cool. But the matchup is still not a 50-50 or close to a 50-50 fight. It's not a close fight.
I think Spence is
like that.
I think Spence is a bigger name. That's the only reason I would say the card would be better, but not significantly so. You know what I mean? Not appreciably so.
Yeah, I mean, of course we're gonna be watching. I mean, they're stacked. They got a lot of names on that card, but when I look at the card itself and break the card down, fight by fight, the two fights that are really good, I think, really close as can be, would be, of course, Rayo and Pitbull, and then Tszyu and Virgil Ortiz. The other ones are mismatches, in my opinion. So that's the thing I see about that.
Let me address a couple of things that are being said in the chat. So 2 Cents Boxing, shout out to 2 Cents. Hey, I actually checked out your live stream the other day. I think it was a little bit after our show. So you guys go check out 2 Cent Boxing. Go subscribe to her channel. 2 Cent, drop your link to your channel in the chat so people can go check you out as well. But Greg Madrimov is But Greg Montemorphy is the best at 154 according to Crawford. Yeah, no. But who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he could be. Maybe he could prove us wrong. But right now, I can't. Manolo says, there you go. Wanting Bud to fight the toughest fights and Spence to fight soft touches. Weak.
We get Spence to fight soft touches, though.
I know where he's going. He's saying we're talking about Ryan Garcia. So I think that's a fair push by Manolo. I give you props for that, Manolo. I don't want Bud to fight the toughest fights per se. It's more so about the fact that he was the winner out of that fight. And so now we want to see him go on and fight some of the other great champions that are out there or stiff competition. That's all. We just want to see him challenge because he says he's the best. We just want to see him prove it. John Mack says, Dan Raphael says he's good. So this is an inside joke from John Mack. Thank you, John Mack, for the inside joke. John Mack is a part of the Discord. That is actually something that he said in the Discord, a conversation that John Mack and I had in the Discord. So Discord is pinned to the top. Go check it out. Too many Terence Crawford fans currently in there. I need something to offset it. And then there was somebody else that said something. Oh, Express Sports Channel. Have you seen Jamal fight a southpaw? I have not. I don't think any of the opponents that he fought that I saw. I've looked at 3 fights. None of them were southpaws.
Yeah. King Art said y'all was okay with Spence trying to jump the line and not do the rematch. No, no, it wasn't jumping the line to fight. Who was jumping the line actually on that? And we're saying basically what we're saying, if it's okay for Bud to jump the line to fight a Canelo instead of David Benavidez, it's okay for Spence to do the same thing. We also said that Bud should get the fight against Tszyu. We were on record saying that. But the business aspect of it, we understand why they would do a Spence fighting Tszyu had Tszyu won the fight against Fundora. It was about business. We didn't say he deserved to fight over Bud. We said Bud deserved to fight the whole time.
Yeah, so Express Sports Channel said, well, you need to watch him fight at southpaw. I don't disagree with that. I just haven't had the opportunity. I think the 3 fights that I have seen from Montemorphy is probably more than anybody in the chat. So Montemorphy only has 11 fights total. 1 was a draw. So we'll see what again, I'm going to look at him more and more and more and try to see if there's anything that he can do that could disrupt anything that Crawford does. Right now, the only thing I see is the way that his footwork and the way that he changes angle as he tries to come in and attack. But sometimes he attacks in a straight line as well. And that could also set him up for some easy counters from Terence Crawford. But with all that being said, I still got Montemorphy in 6.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that fight breaks down. I mean, the fact that people before I saw Montemorphy, before they announced it, they're talking like, "Oh, Montemorphy, he's really big. He's big." Like I'm thinking he's big in stature and things like that. But when they faced off, they're about the same height.
They are.
You know, we know Bud's more likely. I'm pretty sure Bud may have the reach advantage on him as well. You know, they say, well, dude got thick forearms, all this stuff here, all that stuff there. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me necessarily on that. I was like, I haven't watched him watch a little bit more of him. I only seen, I think I saw part of his last fight on that. I don't see him being too much of a problem for Bud, honestly. That's my opinion on that. I really don't.
So, Singh, hey, appreciate you for dropping the $4.99 fan. How do you see Virgil doing against Boots? Hey. Got Boots.
Say it again. I don't think they heard you.
I got Boots.
Why do you have Boots over Virgil?
Virgil's skill, but I mean, Virgil can win now. It's possible. Boots just bring everything, man. It's gonna be tough for Virgil to beat him, dog. It is.
The thing with Virgil, though, I will say this that kind of soured me on Virgil. Going back to what someone mentioned in the chat about him and his team not taking the mandate against Bud when they had opportunity.
Let me say something.
That's two hard strikes against him on that.
Let me say something, and I'll go and find this video real quick. Robert Garcia says that amateurs and pro fights are completely different. You got different glove sizes. You got headgear. He said damn near it's a different sport. So miss me with the 300 amateur fights. That don't mean shit. It's not the pros. So miss me with the amateur background shit. I mean, I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, so Motown 909 says, why not Spence versus Boots? Because Boots is at 147 and Spence is at 154.
Not only that,
Boots is fight between fights, but I mean, Boots doesn't get anything for fighting Spence, honestly, right now.
Yeah, my thing is this. Spence loss. We want to see the win. Like, when have you ever seen a bracket tournament where the winner, where the loser goes on to face the next best competition? No, it's the winner. We want to see Terence Crawford in the ring. And Turkey Al-Sheikh also wants to see that fight. So what they're pushing for is Ennis to move up and fight for the IBF title. That way Bud has to go through Ennis to become undisputed. Barbara D, thank you for the $10, Queen. We appreciate you so much for the support of the channel. What else?
Jason said, but wasn't y'all boasting how Ugas beat Bud in the amateurs?
No, we never talked about that. Never. Nice try though.
Good Lord. Never talked about it. Good Lord.
Never talked about that, kid. Never talked about that. Madrimov in 6. Jay, anything else you want to talk about? I'm gonna say this shit all the way to it leads up all the way to the fight. And I don't have no evidence that Madrimov is gonna win this fight. I know everybody gonna come into the comment section the next day and cook me for it, for saying it, but I'm gonna say it all the way up into the fight. Madrimov in 6. I don't give a damn what y'all say about me. Y'all can't say nothing no more. They can't say, Jay, they can't say nothing no worse than they already been saying. Of course, let me go into that real quick, Jay. Let me go into that real quick. But before I go into that, 114 people in the building, 29 likes. If you get the opportunity, please smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content. But make sure that you're engaging with the content. And also, if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media. Jason and I are always dropping boxing-related content, so make sure that you become a subscriber. Subscribers, think about becoming members, $2.99 a month. And it helps us to bring this and produce this content for you all. I've seen some of the content that's out there on YouTube. I'm not trying to be nasty, but I can tell that some people are doing their stuff via their phone, and it's not great quality. So YouTube channels take a little bit of contribution for us to do it. So we appreciate everything that you do for the channel. Think about becoming a member. Jay, I want to talk about something very quickly, and I will not name this person because I'm not going to give them any kind of shine. But Jason and I got called out recently on Twitter by a guy that has attempted for a very long time to get into a some type of an exchange with us. You know, for some reason, he's tried to exchange with us on a couple of different occasions. I've ignored him every time. I will continue to ignore him. And that's what I mean by, you know, people try to get at us all the time. And I don't have a problem with people trying to get at us. They can say whatever it is that they want to say. If you want to go to your Twitter and say whatever it is that you want to say about us, I appreciate you, my brother, because it's free publicity. So keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate everything that you do for the channel. The next time you bring our name up, I'm just going to drop a link in your Twitter and have people go subscribe to the channel. People try to get at us, Jay, and they want to start content creator beefs and all this other stuff. I could care less about what you have to say about your favorite fighter or whatever. I don't go and check for what other content creators are saying, my guy. I don't care. You know what opinions I care about? Jason's opinion, my opinion, and the opinion of the people that follow this channel. So if you are trying to, and this goes for this content creator and any other content creator that's out there that think that they have the opportunity to take shots at AM Sports Media because they believe that we're going to get into some kind of conflict with them, it's not going to happen. We're not going to get into a conflict with you. We're not going to give you any shine. And what you're really mad about is that you're struggling to grow your channel on YouTube. That's your real issue. So focus less on us and focus on your motherfucking content, and maybe your shit will be successful. I shouldn't have said those really harsh words, but I felt like I had to say that to get it across. Anyway, I'm moving on to the next, Jay. You want to change topic? Before we do that, let me go ahead. ASVP TV, $9.99. Appreciate you, fam. Bud versus Boots. I need it. Got to see that helpless, defeated look on your face again. Gonna be another man down in this undisputed season. Bud by stoppage and good content as always. ASVP TV. I appreciate you, fam. And if Boost lose, I'll be the first one on here crying. I have no problem with it. Because you know what? It doesn't kill me to be wrong. Now, Jay, and I said this on multiple occasions. I did just take an IQ test, and I scored in the 92 percentile.
Yeah, man.
But just because I'm smart doesn't mean I'm not wrong. So I'm gonna get stuff wrong. And I don't have a problem with people cooking me when I get it wrong. That doesn't bother me, dog, because it's a part of the sport. And I know as a if we're brave enough to create a platform where we got almost 16,000 people and we get something wrong, people gonna come cook you, dog. That's just the way that it is. And I'm okay with that, fam. I appreciate that, actually, because it's all a part of it. What else, Jay? Were we about to transition to a different topic, or what do you want to go from here?
Hey, Jason Williams said you took a 5th grade test.
Hey, Naz Muff. Boy, you a hater. Boy, you a hater.
Oh, man. Goodness gracious.
Miss Trotty, what's going on? Miss Trotty, what's going on? Let me just read a couple of these. Band up, you can't even defend Crawford with the fight. Yeah, 2 Cent in the man. I love 2 Cent, boy. That's my girl.
Yeah, we need 2 Cent. You need to be more active in Discord, though.
Oh, she in the Discord already. Greg in
I know
the Society.
You need to be more active.
No. Big Supreme. I'm not. I can't score high enough to get into the Mensa Society. No, I took their practice test. I scored very highly, but not high enough to get into Mensa. No, I'm not.
He just had practice test for dummies. It was an open book test, y'all, that Greg took.
Hey, you said practice test for dummies. Damn. That was a good one. Okay. Boy, there's some haters in the chat. Again, when you put it out there, you opening yourself up to get cooked. I fully expect the cooking to begin. Jay, what's the next topic you want to go to, fam?
Yeah, open book and with open notes, and he still didn't get 100, y'all.
Boy, you a hater. Boy. You can't take that. That test is timed. There is no open book. Yo, hating ass, man, shut up. I'll send y'all the link if y'all want to take it.
You passed your physical. Oh, good. My heart rate didn't get over 124 beats. I walked for 5 minutes straight without.
I scored a 121 or a 122. I think to get into Mensa, you got to score a 140. I can't get into Mensa.
Like, what is a circle? Is that a square? Is that a rectangle? What is 1 + 1? What is 2 × 2?
Jason, you're going to take it after this, and we're going to do it via the stream so I can see you, watch you take it. Let's see how good you do.
I ain't see you take it. Fuck out of here.
You can see me take it. Everybody know I'm smart. It's clear. All you got to do is hear me talk, brother. All you got to do is see my logic, understand it, and you know it's there, brother. Hey, I can't help it, man. I am what I am. Now, do you want to move on to the next topic, or do you want me to continue to sit up here and brag, making you about to throw up? I know you about to throw up because you. I know.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to the next. Man, what's the next topic?
Same test 5 times in a row to get that score.
Hey, whatever, dog. Y'all can hate on me.
Shit.
Y'all can hate on me.
Oh, man.
Y'all can hate on me. Go ahead.
All right, so let's take a look here. So Jamal Charlo was on a live on IG with Ocho Cinco. He says that he's next for Canelo in September. I don't want to see that again. I've been on record multiple times. The only fight I want to see for Canelo would be the David Benavidez fight. I'm pissed off that he's fighting Jaime McGill next Saturday. In September, I damn sure don't want to see him fight Big Charlo as well, because I don't think there's going to be much of a difference on that.
Yeah, so Jamal, no one really has a lot of interest. I like Jamal, man. I like the Charlos. I did rip Jermall. I ripped him bad for the Canelo fight, but at the end of the day, I like both Charlos. The thing about Maul is that the general boxing fan doesn't know the difference between Maul or Mel. So when you create the flyer or the postal or the poster rather, all you're gonna see is another Charlo name, right? And so I just don't see how you can actually sell this fight to anybody that's the general public, and that's who you're gonna need to actually sell the fight. So I can tell somebody up in here talking shit about me in the chat. So let me see what's going on, because I see Jason laughing. Let me see here. Greg, Tony Soprano, I got an IQ of 138. It's been tested. That's true. It's been practice tested.
Hey, Greg, they say you use the fat number 2 pencils when you take tests. You gotta wait with the both hands.
All right. Okay.
Oh shit, Jay Saunders, that's foul. Jay Sanders,
okay.
That's foul. Oh man, the big fat pencils, boy.
Okay, all right. Anyway,
Though.
but nah, man, I just don't think I don't think that's a fight that can be sold, Jay, because it just doesn't make any sense to me, man. When you think about that fight, I just don't. You're gonna get most people are gonna be like, I don't even know if this is a different Charlo. It's the same Charlo to me. So I struggle to believe that there's a situation where he could be the next opponent for Canelo Alvarez. Will Canelo push for it? Absolutely, because he wants the $35 million for as little risk as possible. But yeah. I just don't see how you sell it, bro.
Yeah, I don't like it neither. ASVP TV $4.99. I'm not a boxer, but as a man, how do you not want to fight Killer Plant? Charlo's down bad, shaking my head. Facts. He even said it in the live with Ocho Cinco. He said, "My bad, Caleb. You got your leg back. I was pulling on your beard. I shouldn't have been doing that. I just want you out the way I wanted the Canelo fight." I'm like, the hell with that. This dude slapped the shit out you. Slapped the shit out you. None of your people did nothing. You ain't do nothing. I gotta get back. At least I can get paid to whip his ass.
Yep.
I won't be going to jail, nothing like that. But I don't know. Maul is in a different space mentally out there. The way he was seeming on that live, the way he seemed like on other lives. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Maul. I mean, I used to really want to see Maul more often, but he had a lot of stuff going on in his personal life that obviously has taken him out of the ring. And I don't even know if he has his heart in the fight boxing anymore. And that's something you got to be full in with boxing. You don't play boxing. He even said in a live with Ocho Cinco that he's like, I might just retire. Okay, so are you going to fight Canelo? You're not going to fight Caleb. You say you're fighting Canelo. Now you're going to retire. So he got to figure out what's going on with that. But I just wish Jamal Charlo and Jamal Charlo the best for their own personal lives. That's what I want to get straight set up first before they get in the boxing ring.
No, I wish him the best as well, and that shouldn't be the next fight. So I'm not going to even spend any more time on that, Jay. Right now, we got 130 people in the building, 46 likes. If you get the opportunity, please smash the like button or the dislike button if if you're not feeling the content. But make sure that you're engaging with the content. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing-related content. So make sure that you become a subscriber. Subscribers, think about becoming members. Members, $2.99 a month. It helps us to produce this great content that we bring to you guys, and we appreciate all the support that you give us, including the channel donations and everything like that. So we appreciate everything you guys do for the channel. Jay, where do you want to go from here?
Yeah, so let's talk about Boots. So supposedly Boots has his thing set up for Cody Crowley. This should have been a fight. This fight should have happened last year. Cody Crowley was backing out trying to get more money. Now supposedly in this fight here, he'll come fight with Boots. He's going to be getting less than what he would have gotten if he had fought Boots back in. Well, he's supposed to fight Boots, but he's supposed to fight a card of Benavidez, wasn't he? Back in the Benavidez Andrade card back in December or November of last year.
I don't remember, but I know he was supposed to be like the main event. But I don't know if it was Crowley that was supposed to be the main event on the April card. But yeah, they've been talking about this fight for a while.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the first card on Amazon Prime. For this card for on Tszyu. That's supposed to be a headline for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
But Crowley's backing out and trying to get more money. Now he ended up getting less. And I think he's going to take an ass whipping. I think he'll get his ass beat. But it'll be an interesting fight. Be good to see Boots in the ring again. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. What's your thoughts on that fight overall? You excited? It's going to be what it's going to be, or what's your thoughts?
Man, I'm always excited about Jaron Ennis getting back into the ring, so that's a great thing. I want to see Jaron. Yeah, I want to see him back in the ring. I don't think Cody Crowley is going to bring anything for Jaron Ennis in terms of really challenging him. But excited to see Boots back in the ring. Excited to see him active, sharpening those skills, getting him ready for Terence Crawford at 154 pounds. Because I ultimately think that's what the Turkey Al-Sheikh is actually doing. So I like the way certain things are currently playing out. A lot of people were asking me, do I believe that Turkey Al-Sheikh is good for the sport? I said, yeah, as good as he lasts, right? And, overpaying fighters, in my opinion, is never a good recipe, because those fighters are going to get accustomed to getting purses that are not necessarily aligned to their drawing power. But as long as he's in the sport and he's paying guys, reasonable wages, and he's forcing some of these fights that we really want to see, that's great, man. So I'm excited about Boots. I want to see him back in the ring, and we'll see what he brings.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot of fighters pull out, mainly between Crowley and Barrios. Barrios was next, but Barrios had some things going on with his either his wife or his girl having a baby, whatnot. He want to be there for that. And 2 Cents said, she said Crowley not going to fight. Eddie said he still hasn't signed yet.
Yeah,
I mean, that's been going over and over again.
So 2 Cents, I actually, when we did the video talking about this, I specifically said if the fight actually happens, because I was surprised that supposedly he agreed to a number that was less than what he would have gotten with PBC. So it wouldn't surprise me if the fight doesn't go through. And I did see Eddie say something to the effect of, if the fight occurs, which gave me the belief that, this fight was still pending. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. But Cody Crowley is not going to get $1 million to go get his ass whipped by Boots. Man, fight the man, or Boots needs to move up to 154 and fight the IBF champion to make sure that he can block Terence Crawford so we can see the fight. If Al Heyman can't block him, then certainly Jaron Ennis can.
Oh, this guy, as he drinks his liquor like Kermit. All right. So also on the I don't know, was it Twitter or IG? I think it was IG streets. Floyd and Bill were going at it.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, so they're going back and forth. And Bill started. Surprisingly, Floyd wasn't the one that started talking about the money aspect. Bill did. I was surprised that he started instead of Floyd. Because Floyd always talk about money, and Floyd always talk about himself. He makes smart investments. He has a team. He has houses all over the place. It's all paid in full, and all this stuff there. I mean, overall, I just thought it was a little bit too late with them going back and forth. I don't see the point in them going back and forth like that. Because Floyd did do some foul stuff, allegedly, with giving Ryan this and giving others that and posting other stuff supposedly on that. But what's your thoughts on that whole beef between, quote unquote, beef between Floyd and Bill going at it?
Yeah, let me respond to Big Supreme Greg with the exquisite hate. Sophisticated Mensa hater. That was a good one. There seems to be, I don't know the details associated with the relationship of Floyd Mayweather with certain fighters, promoters, managers, if you will. But there seems to be this tension with him and certain fighters. It's Devin Haney, it's Gervonta Davis. So there seems to be something that's going on there with Floyd and how he interact with these guys. And some of these guys don't think Floyd is genuine in terms of the things that he's doing to try to help them out in the sport. And it's hard to really speak on that part of it because we don't know the details of it, right? So I don't know what's going on with that. But what I can comment on is what I saw between Bill Haney and Floyd Mayweather. Now, I saw Tate Jones. Tate Jones shout out to Tate Jones, man. He's in the Atlanta area too, a boxer associated with Deontay Wilder, man. Real cool dude. He mentioned something about Floyd as well, so he may have some interaction with Floyd that I'm not aware of, that I'm not privy to. But Bill Haney getting on live talking about he a real ninja. I'm a real ninja. And I be in these streets and all this other stuff. That stuff sounded preposterous to me, Jay. Bill Haney got to be 40, mid 40s. Well, how old you think Bill Haney is, Jay?
I think he's probably mid 40s. He probably your age.
You older than me. What you talking about?
ASBP said he's 41.
Okay, so 41 years old. Seems light, but 41 years old. Bruh, at 41 years old, I was not talking about I'm a real street dude. That I got real street clout. That I'm doing this in the street. That I'm respected in the streets. I don't give a damn about being respected in the streets, Jay. You know what I care about being respected by? I care about being respected by my wife. I care about being respected by my children. I don't care about being respected by people outside of my home. Not to the extent where I need to talk about it. And certainly I don't care about being respected in the streets. So I'm not about to go out into the streets and try to prove anything. And so with him speaking on the street stuff, that threw me for a loop for a man his age. And Floyd said it wasn't about the streets. Now, of course, Floyd was there. He was poking him a little bit in regards to his son and what happened with his son. And he did, and he helped that night. But, two black men, he is continuously going at Floyd. Floyd had not said anything disparaging, and that's part of my issue as well. Floyd had not said anything disparaging in regards to Bill Haney in the public eye, not that I saw. Now, maybe I missed something outside of the interview where he said Bill Haney was talking about how, Devin beat him sparring and all this other stuff, but he hadn't said anything disparaging about the Haneys as far as I know. So to go to where Bill went to, I just didn't understand it. It felt like a bit of promoting. I think this is still a continuation of that promoting. But honestly, where Devin is right now, you need to discontinue your focus on promoting, and you need to start focusing on getting that man better in the ring. Because a lot of the flaws that Devin has, they were exposed. And some people saying, oh, it's folks changing up now. You changing up now. You changing up now. No, we are on record saying that Devin Haney, a part of what we see from Devin Haney is matchmaking. Matchmaking. We said it. I said, I like what Bill is doing. I like how he's keeping his fighter name hot. I like the tandem. I think Devin is a good fighter, but two things can be true, and some of this is matchmaking. And I was deemed a hater for saying that. And then he was exposed last Saturday night, and now we don't look so much like haters. We look like we know what the hell we're talking about. Although people say we're casuals. Greg, you're a casual. You're a casual. You know what? I tell people all the time, Jay, I wear being a casual with a badge of honor. I am not. So we got folks like Jake Donovan. Shout out to Jake. We bring Jake on the channel. Jake talks about fighters in detail, all types of fighters, all across the board in detail. That's why we bring Jake on. I'm not here to show you guys my in-depth knowledge about every fighter in the sport. I do not do this full time. I will readily admit that. I am not certain content creators that do this full time. I don't have the time to research and think about every fighter that's currently in the sport. So if that makes me a casual, or if I miss something that makes me a casual, I accept that. I never pretended to be an expert on boxing to begin with. I'm a guy that uses logic. I'm a boxing fan first, and I'm a guy that uses logic to make my case and to present why I feel the way I feel. And that's just what it is. And if people respect that, they respect it. And if you don't, you can call me a casual, but I don't give a shit. Call me what you want. Anyway, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Watch for the Hook, $5. Bill was talking about his involvement in the community, helping his fighters and his relationship with his children, not the actual streets. I mean, I know he mentioned, I did see part where he mentioned asking Floyd about his kids, and Floyd was like, they grown. They're going to do what they're going to do. Once they become 18, that's on them, whatever decisions they make on that. I just thought that some of the stuff they're talking about should have been like a conversation they had offline. Like,
I agree.
Jake said, it just was weird.
I think what Watch for the Hook says is fair, right? But if that's what you're saying, stop calling it the streets, because that's not the streets. Just say, man, I'm out here in the community helping these guys. You're not. And then I would have processed that completely differently. But he kept talking about the streets, and then he started bringing up money and all this other stuff. It was just wild to me, dog. So, you could have had that in a one-on-one conversation, and I think it would have been more beneficial. But having it out in the public, man, everybody gonna try to let they proverbial nuts hang, and that's what you're gonna end up having. You're gonna end up having a pissing contest, and it wasn't beneficial for anybody involved. Let's see, Greg looked like he's acting like he drinking. Listen, this is rum that we got from the Bahamas when we traveled there. You guys saw me when we did a couple of videos. And you could see me sitting like in something that kind of looked like a ship. I was sitting on the ship doing those videos, and when we stopped, we got this rum. So I'm drinking on this rum. But trust me, there's rum in here, and your boy is a little tipsy. Jay, before we move on to the next topic, I do want to say we got 120 people in the building, 58 likes. If you get the opportunity, please smash the like button. Greg babysitting. Hey, man. Boy, Big Supreme been killing me, boy. Or hit the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you're interacting with the content. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media. We are dropping boxing related content on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, Jason and I were talking the other day about a documentary that I'm going to start. It's called, I'm not going to say what it's called, because if it ends up materializing the way that I think it might materialize, if it doesn't materialize the way that we think it's going to materialize, then the documentary is going to be trash. But if it does, then all you're going to do is just add a little bit of seasoning on the top, drop it, and then it's going to be amazing. But anyway, we are always dropping boxing related content, video clips, documentaries, you name it, we're doing it. So make sure that you check out AM Sports Media and become a subscriber. Also, if you're a subscriber, think about becoming a member. $2.99 a month. It helps us to support the channel. It helps us to, produce this content, because YouTube, believe it or not, if you're bringing anything that's relatively of quality, it costs a little bit of money. So continue to support the channel, and we appreciate it. All right, Jay.
Yeah, if y'all football heads, check out AM Cover 4 as well. We're going to get back, revive that. We've been off a little bit just because we've been hit or miss as far as what we can do in full recordings, but check out Cover 4.
Yeah, AM Sports Cover 4. I dropped a video today on Florida State and how we've been killing it in the NFL draft and how Miami hasn't been doing shit. So make sure that you go check that out.
Transfers.
Actually, those transfers came in because they needed some development, my brother.
First time where a transfer, they were built elsewhere. Anyway,
and they got developed at Florida State, homie.
You get developed one with damn you. Stop that shit, man. Stop it.
Man, shut your hating ass up.
Stop it.
Captain DGAF just became a member to the channel. Captain DGAF, we appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much. Salute. All right, Jay, go ahead, man. You were hating, but you can go ahead to the next.
About the Harvey Doc noise.
I heard something about that. John Mack. So there's something out there that said that somehow Harvey Doc was whispering to Bill Haney, trying to help them. I didn't hear it, and that's what I'm saying. I don't hear everything, but I heard it. It's out there. I haven't tried to listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, the shit wouldn't have helped no matter what.
Nope.
If you ain't keep me a damn right hand up, it's not gonna matter what the Harvey Doc does. You're just gonna keep eating more lefts.
Yep. that left hook. That left hook found a home down there every time it was thrown. So it is what it is.
Every time. That was bad. But speaking of Ryan, so I know you liked it. So Ryan dropped a diss track on Devin. I can't stand Ryan. He has quick hands and whatnot, but he just be moving the goalposts as well. So I can't rock with that type of stuff. That he beat Devin ass though. He did do that. But Greg thinks this is gonna be like he said this is as good as hit him up.
They didn't think that I would win, but I
won.
They didn't think that I would win, but I
won.
I got in there and got the job
done.
I'm the best in the
Boy, them ad-libs go hard, boy.
got that pack flowing in my lungs.
Yeah.
Son, he was
I can't stand Devin Haney for this shit.
Woo! I cannot wait till he drops the whole thing. I cannot wait till he drops the whole thing.
And chat, answer this as well. If you just got your ass kicked by a dude, and then they drop a diss song on you as well, are you not going to try to get your get back in the ring, or you just going to take that L and just move on because he beat your ass so bad? Me, you got to beat my ass again. I can't let that shit slide like that.
But Ryan already said that he's not going to give him a rematch.
He in the ring, he said he would though. Then he changed it.
Well, he didn't change it so many times. He didn't give him Devin. Why? Somebody convinced me that a rematch is not warranted at this point, because at the end of the day, he got beat so bad that the fight really not even close like that. So let me ask you this, man. So who's the next opponent that he's fighting? Devin Haney. I'm losing his name. The guy that Sandor Martin. So he's fighting Sandor Martin. I'm gonna go on record right now. He's gonna struggle with Sandor Martin too. That whole persona that's been shattered. Because I'm gonna tell you something about Devin and Bill Haney, and this is the part that I missed. I thought, and maybe Bill understood this, but I thought that what they were saying in regards to being number one in the sport, that it's the Devin Haney era, that he's the face of boxing. I thought that was all just an act, a ruse, if you will, to keep Devin's name out there, to tie his name into the number one fighters that are currently in the sport. But what I realized during the promotion of the fight, during the fight, and after the fight was that they actually believed that shit. They thought that he was the number one fighter in the sport. They really thought that he was the face of boxing. That was real. They thought that. So now that persona has been smashed. So when he gets into the ring with Sandor Martin, I'm not saying he's going to lose, but I think that fight is going to be more interesting and a bigger challenge to Devin Haney than what we originally thought. To that you say what, Jay?
No, you got some validity on that. They definitely was feeling themselves a little bit too much. The Haneys were feeling themselves too much on that. Me, I don't know who Devin got to call. I don't care, but he need to learn how to sit down on his punches, whether it's fair or foul. I'm doing whatever I got to do to get my get back on Ryan ass. I can't let that shit slide like that. I'm gonna take it out on Sandor Martin. I'm gonna prove myself, because what Devin has to do right now, he has to prove himself all over again. He's still a champion at 140, but that beating was so bad, he gotta prove himself. Now people are like, what the hell? Yeah. And to your point, no one's gonna really want to see a rematch. So it's up to him to build it up again, because Ryan controls everything with those two. Ryan don't gotta worry about shit. Devin, he Captain said he need to get on the snack program. Hey, snack program, I'm not saying that, but Devin got to do something. He got to prove himself. It's sad because he's a champion. He only has one loss, but that loss was really bad. For him to try to get back in the standing, especially all the shit that they were talking beforehand. He's a C+ fighter. He's not on my level. I'm levels above him, da-da-da-da. And then you proceed to get your ass whipped. The fight could have been stopped several times. It could have been stopped several times, and they didn't. I think Ryan kind of let it go as long also because he bet on himself. He bet on himself, so he's like, yeah, I bet on myself, get a big deal. Hey, shout out to John Mack. John Mack, me and you were talking about that before the fight, about placing a bet. We should have placed a bet on him. We should have just placed a small little bet on him. I hate you, Greg.
The Haney pack go hard, nigga. Anyway, man. Oh man, I'm being
you ain't shit.
I'm being an ass, man. I'm sorry, guys. All right, ASVP TV. A lot of money to be made in a rematch and possibly a trilogy. I want to see it. This could immortalize them. I think there is a lot of money in it, but I think Devin is going to have to do something to prove that he's going to be more competitive in the fight. And then Big Supreme said, "Yo, Greg, Victor Conte dissing Haney too." I did not see that.
No, I didn't know. Oh. Damn.
Yeah.
So much for that snack endorsement Devin had.
I didn't see it. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, that's why I appreciate the community that we're building, because Jason and I don't see everything. And people act like they I'm not gonna sit up and lie. Some people do this for a living, you know what I'm saying? And so that's all they do is skim, and some stuff we miss. So, I appreciate the folks that bring stuff to our attention. Thank you. But anyway, Jay, well, let me do this, man, because, man, we ain't even hit all the topics yet, man. But, man, we already at the hour, so I got to open up the phone lines, and we'll continue to talk about what's going on currently in the sport. But we're going to go ahead and open up them phone lines so people can call in.
Before you open, let's get this one topic down real quick, though, because I know people probably wonder if we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
The big loss.
Dang. All right. I'm going to answer this one, then we'll go to that topic. 206, you're in the building with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on with you, fam?
You got to catch this work bright and early.
What's going on?
You got to catch it early. Boys should stand up.
What I do, Bando? What I do, man? What did I do?
I'm looking here. I'm on for one. Hold up. For one, let's start off like this. You see my guy Michael Penix Jr., you know what I mean, going up there in the draft, you did, getting his drafted as high as he did. We're going to start there, you know what I mean? Let's go UW. My boy fresh out of UW, you did?
Salute. That was nice, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? He going, you know what I mean? He going to take over in Atlanta. He going to do good out there. We're going to start off with that one.
But hold up. Before you go there, let Jason tell it because he transferred in. That don't mean nothing. The development that occurred at Washington don't mean nothing. But go ahead.
For 1 year?
You know what?
Who you talking about?
Penix.
Penix was there for 2 years, was he not?
I think Penix was there for a year, wasn't he?
And what did you succeed at?
Pretty sure Penix was just for a year, dog, not for 2 years. And Jared Verse was there for 2 years. So what are you talking about? Jordan Travis was there for 4 years. What are you talking about?
Jordan Travis was there for 7 years, man. Stop it. And
So
Jordan
what?
Travis wasn't no big draft pick.
So what? Keon Coleman, that boy said that he couldn't even made it to the league without us. So let's stop it. Braden Fisk came from Western Michigan. He wouldn't have made it to the league without us. Stop it. Anyway, go ahead, bro. Hey man, go ahead. Go ahead. You a hater, bruh.
Like I said, even if he came from wherever he came from, he still didn't do good with that team like he did with UW. He got that winning out of the UW coaching. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
He that Seattle air. You know what I mean? He felt a little bit. You know what I mean? Felt a little bit of good weather. You did?
Facts. You 100%. We are 100% aligned, bro. 100%. Go ahead. He just mad because Miami can't develop nobody. Goddamn, but they get transfers in. The transfers play like shit. But go ahead, man.
Y'all ain't shit anyway. And Washington gonna be shitty next year too. So y'all want to go that? Oh fuck.
You said what? You said what?
What is wrong with you, dog?
Washington?
This dude is cussing all over the place. What's wrong with Jason?
It's crazy.
Good God, man.
Yeah, he definitely got some of that drink that you had from the Bahamas. Greg must have sent some over to Jason.
Something. He losing his mind.
After what you did earlier, Greg, I lose my mind.
But I'm on you, Greg, bro. See, look. This is what you're not gonna do, Greg. This is what you're not gonna do. When it was time, and all that stuff happened with the David Avenesian fight, you was talk about, oh, the cards sucked and all this, and there was no need for that fight and all this. But when this man is on a good card, and he told you just in that press conference what he's trying to do for these belts and how he's trying to move ahead with his legacy, you still gonna hang out here with your lip hanging out. Yeah, it's a good card. Yeah, we got this, we got that. But if it was EJ, oh Lord, if it was EJ, oh, Errol got this card coming up, man. Y'all guys didn't check it out. That's what we was talking about in the comment section. Yo, low energy. You ain't got no love for my boy. If he's trying to get, if it's not, if it ain't fighting boots, you ain't got no love for my boy. And the thing about it is, I'm told you this. Even if he did go against Jaron Boots in it, and he beat Boots, what you guys gonna do then? Have your lip hanging out?
You too young.
That's
I'm
what
gonna come up with excuses.
And I'm tired of everybody talking about some Errol at 150. Who is he fighting? Who is Errol Spence fighting?
Ryan Garcia.
Last fight was what? At 147. So I don't want to hear nothing until that man's fighting somebody. Because that's what I had to deal with when I told everybody Crawford was trying to go to 154. Or Crawford still got the belt. Or Crawford still at 147. Or Crawford this. Well, look where Crawford's fighting. At 154. Like I've been saying this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Yeah. Hey man, you ain't spitting nothing but facts. Band up. I ain't got no problem with anything that you just said. Outside of the fact that I disagree with everything you just said. But go ahead.
Yeah. And you said what's his name in 6? In 6? I know
March him off at 6
on your own platform.
March him off at 6.
I know you don't believe yourself.
Hey, so listen. So let me say this. Let me say this. I've watched Majumov. He's slow.
Bro.
He has decent power. He has some pretty good footwork that gives him some certain angles that he gets when he tries to attack. But a lot of times he still tries to attack on a straight line that's going to give Terence Crawford a lot of opportunities to counterpunch. He's not as big as I originally thought once I saw him standing up next to Terence Crawford. And I think Terence Crawford got the majority of the advantages in this fight. So I think Terence Crawford should win this fight. But I told you that I believe that this is the year of the cherries going wrong. And because of that, Majumov in 6.
Oh my God.
How you like me now?
Oh my God. Oh my God, the cherry's gone wrong. How is this a cherry pick? Obviously, they're trying to make this hard for this man to get any fight. We try to get Fundora, we try to get, you know what I mean, Tszyu, and both of them guys was playing, and it ended up beating each other up. You did? They did, you know what I mean? We trying to do all this work, and everybody keep trying to, you know what I mean, not give my guy no advantages. Talk about they want to give Errol a chance, and they want to give old boy a rematch when there ain't even no rematch clause into it. You just trying to do that off of word of mouth. So you guys gonna be mad when my boy gets something that's good for him. He got to take what he can get at this point if he ain't gonna get the big money. Big.
I ain't gonna be mad at all. Remember, man, early on I was talking about, and Greg also said it. We said that Tszyu, the fight with Tszyu, it should be going to Bud. We said he deserved it.
Yeah, we said that.
But the business aspect of it is like, this is all PBC over there. So if it's gonna be in house and we're gonna be able to keep the money in house, I'm gonna keep the money in house. That's what we were talking about. We weren't saying Bud didn't deserve to fight, because he did.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he just got to get what he could get right now. And I told you guys last week, man. Even if whatever he does his little work at 47 or 57. How many fights he's gonna have to work? I told you guys that could be time frame lined up for him getting that mellow fight that you guys keep trying to say you ain't gonna get. Because it's easier, like you know what I mean, like he just did. It's easier coming up from 2 weight classes than it is 3. My guy, you did.
Hey man, if he gets Canelo, he's gonna have to have gone through Boots, because I think Turkey Al-Rashid is setting this up so that for him to become undisputed, he has to go through Boots.
I think you guys I don't know what you guys' perception is, but ain't nobody scared of that young pup. Ain't nobody scared of no Jerome. You know what's crazy? Watch this. You guys talk about this guy with 10 fights. Oh, he don't got that much experience and this, that, and the other. Well, then again, who is Jaron Boots Ennis proved himself against? Tell you guys that he's good enough to go against the Terence Crawford.
Majumov did too, right?
No, but if you guys are going to say this about Majumov, you guys got to say this about Boots, because who is he on the? Who is his opponent that is even on the equivalence of a Sean Porter or an Errol Spence, let alone a Terence Crawford? But we sitting here saying this is a good fight, but when you got a guy that got 10 fights, he ain't proven enough. He ain't did all this. Man, get out of here with the double standard, man, because we got a guy with 30 fights that ain't really proved nothing against nobody either.
Right, that's why he should fight him. Like, you're making our argument for us. Like, if he can fight the guy with 10 fights, then he can fight the guy with 30.
The cherry's going wrong, and you talk about this, all this other stuff, but nah. It ain't no cherries going wrong. It ain't none of that. This is going to be supreme ass kicking for everybody that want to stand in the way of Terence Bud Crawford. And I'm calling it all out. I'm calling out the low energy. I'm calling out the double standards. I'm calling it all out, Jason and Greg. You did?
So if he loses, will you be on the show? If he loses, will you be on the show Sunday so I can drink your tears?
To who?
If Terence Crawford loses to Majumov, will you be on the show the following Sunday so I can drink your tears?
Look here, I will be here. Look here, you want to drop the video? We can go live. You dig? I'll be right in between you and Jason, just to pop up that one day. That's what you guys need. Because you sat here and you took all them shots when Terence was throwing them shots at Errol Spence in that ring.
I took them all. I came right on here that night. And I took him the next morning, and I took him later on that Sunday. We took every shot that everybody threw.
You a real one. Yeah. Well, I went over there to Bernard and got blocked immediately.
Oh, for real?
First words, immediately. But like I said, you guys real ones, man. Salute to AM Podcast. We Jason and Greg, man. You know your boy Ben. I'm gonna be here in the chat for you.
All right, appreciate you, Band Up.
Yes, sir, and I'm watching you, like I said.
Gotcha. Later. Hey, hold on real quick, caller. Yeah, that's true. Jason and I were probably one of the only podcasts that were on the scene once Errol Spence lost. We took all our bullets, and I can't say that for all of our counterparts.
And we gave Bud credit.
We gave Bud credit. We took our L's as we needed to take our L's. And yeah, we took them on the chin, buddy. 857. I know this is my guy, Walt. What's going on with you, fam?
What's going on, man? Greg, man, if I could knock that hat off your head right now with that Miami shit, like transfer it in. You had to reach to the transfer it in shit, dude. That's sad, brother. Yo, Greg, pass him some of that rum, man.
Oh, he high.
He needed bad, man. That was a serious reach.
That ninja high, man. Let that ninja stay over there and be what he gonna be, man. He's just an absolute
serious
hater.
Reach. But Greg, if you serious about Terence Crawford in 6, my cousin lives in Decatur. I'm gonna come down, man, and I'll throw a ban at that, bro. Because
you talking about betting me? You talking about betting me?
Crawford's gonna wash everybody at 154. The only thing that'll beat Crawford now is age, bro.
Oh, you talking about betting me?
Same guy. What?
You talking about $1,000 to bet me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I ain't betting shit on this. Oh no, I'm not gonna bet that. I ain't stupid.
If Crawford is the same guy he's been, and age doesn't catch up to him, he's gonna run through 154. It's just there's nobody there for him. Everybody that's at 154, Ortiz, this dude he's fighting, and Tszyu, they all fight flat-footed on the front foot. Guys like that, we just seen what he did to Spence, and I didn't think he was gonna do that, but he washed Spence, and Spence is more talented than any of them guys. So this is a match. Crawford's gonna look good in this fight, man, because he's hungry for it, because he knows Canelo's not gonna fight him. It's not a winnable situation for Canelo. You know what I mean? And really, like y'all, true, he doesn't have the fan base, so it's not gonna, If Canelo can fight another Mexican, it'll bring more people out. But Ryan Garcia with a quick switch up, and Devin Haney's not a good fight, because if they fight again, nobody's going to want to pay to see Haney throw a jab and then run to the right, throw a jab and run to the left. He can't sit down and punch with this dude or anybody with power, because you can't. You're born with power. You can't. How long they've been saying Devin Haney's going to grow into his man strength? They've been saying that, man. There's cobwebs on that.
You mean
like, come on now. He's into his man strength. It's just he's Corey Spence of 2024. He's got to use his feet and his jab. And if him and Ryan get in the ring and he starts that, the crowd's gonna start booing. It's like, because he can't throw a 3-punch combination against Tank, Ryan Garcia, Gary Russell Jr., any of them dudes that are quick, got power, are going to catch him. So to me, you were right. This fight with Sando Martin's going to be a tricky fight, because Sando Martin can fight.
Yep, it's going to be a tricky fight.
He can fight. Sure. And he's not going to be scared of Devin's power. He took Tszyu shots, and Tszyu hits way harder than Devin.
Yep.
So, and he dropped Tszyu. Don't remember, I'm not saying he's going to beat Haney, but this is going to be, and Haney's going to have that thought in his mind. When he gets studded in that jaw, stuff's going to come back to him. It's like, it's a tricky situation for this kid. Now, I wish Devin the best, but I just always said this dude was a little bit fake, man. But Greg, man, you really think that dude's going to win that fight? You crazy. But Jason, one good note, boy, you guys got a good transfer, the running back from Morgan State, man.
Yeah, saw
He's
that.
a bad boy, Martinez.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate, Jay. I'm being on, at the end of it, I don't hate. But y'all have a good one.
Appreciate you, Walt. Appreciate you, Walt. Hey, caller, give me 1 second before we get to you. Let me say this real quick. And I've said this on multiple occasions, and I know people don't understand this when I say it, but I'm going to say it again. You're not as good as your best performance, but you're not as bad as your worst. And I think everybody's taking what they saw against Errol Spence and they're running with it as though Terence Crawford is this unbeatable monster. I think he is the most talented fighter at 154, but that doesn't mean that he can't lose. Cherry gone wrong. Madrimov in 6. Call him. Let's go.
How you doing? You hear me?
Doing well. I hear you.
What's happening?
All right. I saw the other day y'all was talking about Spence and this lawsuit. I didn't hear what you said today, but from what I read, Spence has been with this man for the longest of time, made $25 million, and ain't break his trainer off. That's what I'm saying. He should have broke my man off more money. I'm wondering what you guys said about that.
Yeah, so that's a tricky one, right? So let me give you some feedback that I got from somebody, and I thought they had a legitimate point. So when you read the court documents, they talk about the payment that had been made over the years from Errol Spence to Derek James. But the contract that they had was non-existent, right? It was a verbal contract. So there's nothing on paper to determine, to delineate between what Spence is saying and what Derek James is saying, right? So you have to go based upon what was actually paid. And so what was paid was based off of whatever his contract agreement was, and that was 10%. So,
but we all know there's no way he made $2.5 million for that fight. There's no way he made $2.5 million fighting.
So those are the details that I don't understand, right? So like the $25 million, if indeed he made the $25 million, was that his contract agreement? I don't know. Was that really his guarantee? I don't know.
From what I saw, you know how they put that fake paperwork in with like the Nevada laws. You know, they put in that he was going to make $2.5 million. But we all know there's no way Spence fought that fight and made $2.5 million. Yeah, so if you're paying that man off $2.5 million, you're not being real. You're not being genuine. You know you got paid way more than $2.5 million because $250,000 is 10% of $2.5 million.
Yeah, so your belief is that the 10% should be of his total revenue, and Spence is saying that the 10% is of his contracted amount. I don't know what the standard is. It would seem that it would be of the total revenue, but I don't know.
You think he signed a contract and said, "I'm only going to take $2.5 million to fight that man"? You think he really signed that contract and that was it?
No. So that's probably his fight agreement, right? The basic agreement that he has with PBC. But let me ask you this: so how many times has Errol Spence been on pay-per-view prior to his fight with Terence Crawford?
1 or 2 other times, I'm not sure.
So he was pay-per-view with Sean Porter. He was pay-per-view with Mikey Garcia.
With Mikey Garcia.
With Ugas, right? So let's say that was $99. He did 300,000 pay-per-view buys just with Sean Porter alone. So that's $29 million just there. So by the time all the payments goes out to everybody, you're telling me that Derek James didn't realize that he was supposed to get more than $100,000 or $150,000 he was getting beforehand? Like, he's known that Errol Spence has been on pay-per-view for quite some time, and that the standard contract wasn't $2.5 million yet. He was getting the same amount based off the 2.5 in every fight. So, of course, he's making more than 2.5 because he's on pay-per-view, selling 300,000 pay-per-view buys. So why didn't he question this prior to, if you're getting the same amount every paycheck, every fight?
But we know why, because now he got Ryan Garcia and he got AJ, and they was paying him differently.
No.
They paying me a lot different than Errol is.
I get that.
Then he's smarting up.
Well, hold on. But I get that. But Errol had a 2.5 million or whatever his contract was right from the beginning, right? He had that contract, right? And then all of a sudden he goes on pay-per-view for the first time. And now he's on pay-per-view. He sells 300,000 pay-per-views. And then he sells another 300, like 350 with Sean Porter, and then he sells another 300, and then 250 with Ugas, and then 200 and something with Danny Garcia. You didn't realize that your purse amount wasn't going up commensurate with the pay-per-view buys? You shouldn't have had to have seen what you were getting paid from another fighter. He's going from being a house fighter or a fighter that was on undercards or on Showtime to pay-per-view. So how did you not notice that you were getting more? Like, I don't get it. So that make it seem like this was always the agreement, and now you're changing up. You get what I'm going?
I understand that. Or maybe my man's a great trainer, but he ain't great at math or business. I mean, let's be honest. He was a boxer, and I ain't trying to slight boxers, but we don't know what his education was. We don't know his educational background. So maybe he's great at training, but he's not the best at business. Or maybe he trusted Errol Spence. But this is why I'm coming from this way. If I'm Errol Spence, why aren't you breaking my man off more money? I don't understand that. He brought you up from when you was in the amateurs. Why wouldn't you take care of him? And I'm going to ask you, how long you two been partners?
Partners in this channel?
No, I'm talking about you guys on the podcast, everything else.
Jay, what we coming up? What, a little over? Has it been 2 years now? I think it just hit 2 years.
Yeah, I think just at 2 years.
And you only been with 2 years. Now, if you got picked up by somebody, whatever, they gave you a big contract, you can go tell me you ain't hitting your boy off with money.
No, I'm getting rid of him as soon as possible.
Greg can go to hell.
I hear you. I hear you.
Y'all been a partnership. Errol Spence been a partner with him, and you didn't break him off money. That speaks to Errol's character. I'm sorry, forget the contract. That speaks to his character. That's supposed to be your guy. That's your trainer. That's your guy. And you ain't gonna break him off money? Man, I can't trust you then. I can't trust Errol Spence. That's just my opinion.
Hey man, I can't. It's hard for me to say, bro. Like I can see two different ways. If it's me personally, I'll probably break my trainer off with 10% of the total revenue. That's just me though. That's just me. I don't know what the standard contracts are. I have no idea. So is it 10% of a bout agreement, or is it 10% of total revenues? That's the that's the delineation that needs to be made between the two. So I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. I really don't know. I don't know.
Now the last thing. Now is he mad because they lost and he ain't breaking him off? Is that playing part? I'm being real. Is he mad we lost the fight? Is he trying to blame the trainer a little bit? Like we know boxers do. They lose. Yeah. First thing they do is try and blame the trainer. Is that part of this too? Just think about that. Is that part of it? Yo, we lost. Yo, he ain't really trained me right. He ain't give me the right game plan. I ain't giving him nothing.
I don't know. It's hard to say, man. I don't think that's the case, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's easy to use it because he did lose in that fashion, but I don't think that's the reason, the full reason.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks a lot. You guys have a good day.
Appreciate you, fam.
All right.
All right, so we're going to pause the line here real quick because we didn't really get the opportunity to talk about this topic here. Jay, did somebody hit us up with a super chat? Yeah, LL Music. Yeah. How is TC going to run through 154 when he didn't run through 147? Bud fans have to stop it. They have they just as bad as Haney fans, and we see what happened to him. I feel you on that one. I told you this is the year that cherries go wrong, my guys. All right, man. Jay, what are your thoughts on what the caller had to say? Because we didn't get to this topic.
Yeah, that's what's going to be a topic I was going to bring up. But it's a lot to unpack on that. It's like we don't know the full detail and the depth of their relationship between EJ and Derek James on that. Now, if EJ said, hey, DJ, I'm going to pay you this amount of money outside of what we already have a contract for, that's dirty on EJ. But if EJ said, okay, this is the contract, they didn't really have anything else out of that, that's on Derek James to change his contract. But we don't know the full details of that. I can't say it's because of Derek James' game plan against Bud. Derek James was telling EJ to do different things. EJ wasn't listening to Bud. Listen to Derek James. Not saying that would have changed the fight, made him win the fight, but some of the things would have been simple. He wouldn't have caught some of those punches like he took from Bud. That's by doing some of the things that DJ was telling him. He didn't listen to DJ in his fight against Sean Porter neither. So I don't think that was the main reason because of the loss. It's just an easy scapegoat. And from the optics, it looks really bad when we see it as well. So DJ's suing EJ and EJ's also counter-suing DJ. So this is just like, this is the worst thing that could have happened. You don't mix business with friends in that sense neither. Not saying they were best friends, but at first, they said allegedly that EJ looked at Derek as like an uncle in a sense, but we've heard different things about how the whole camp was with Derek James as well. So it's a lot going on with that, but it's going to have to be drug out and more information will have to come out before you can really make a fair decision saying that, EJ was fouled or Derek should have asked for more money or anything like that. And everyone's saying, that's your man, so you should do him a solid. Everyone don't work like that, though.
No, I agree. That's 100%. I like EJ. I like Derrick James. I don't know what the circumstances were in terms of their agreements. all I can do is present what it is that I see. And if they had a verbal agreement, there's no contract, there's nothing on paper that kind of really specifies what the agreement was. And because of that, then they're going to end up probably relying on what he had been constantly paid, which was whatever it was that he was paid. Personally, I probably give my trainer 10% of the total revenue. But that's just me. And I always thought that was the standard contract, that the trainer get 10% of the total revenue. This is the first time I've heard, or maybe I just never did truly understand how it worked. But it is what it is. Errol feels like, he doesn't owe him any more money. And Errol is the type, we've seen Errol. I think we've always felt like Errol was a guy of his word, said he wanted Terence Crawford, made the fight. So I mean, I don't know. It's just hard and then sometimes, man, this stuff gets lost in translation, man. One guy believes that they were agreeing to one thing. The other person believed that they were agreeing to something else. And that's the reason why you get this stuff in paper. You get it on paper. You get it in writing.
Exactly.
Because all of a sudden, when you get lawyers involved or you get it put down on writing, then people actually understand what the agreement actually is. Versus when you guys are talking, Jay, there's been countless times where, I'm listening to two people talk, and at work, I'm listening to people talk, and they believe that they're saying the same thing. They believe that they're agreeing. They believe that they're saying the same thing, Jay, and they're not. They're saying two totally different things. And I have to step in and say, hold up, time out. You think you're saying this, and you think you're saying this, but they're actually disconnected, right? So let's make sure that we're aligned before we walk out of this conversation, because what's going to happen is you're going to walk out of here, you're going to say that he said this, and you're going to walk out of here and say she said that. And in reality, both of you are right, because it's your interpretation of what you believe the other said. In reality, they're saying something completely different, and it's just your understanding of what's being said. So we'll see what ends up happening. The litigation will play out as it should, and it'll be what it's going to be. So Jay, yeah. So Jay, I'm going to ask you a question. I know we got a number of different topics still lined up. We're at an hour and 30 minutes. I know that our lender for life is going to want to call in. Should we just not open back the phone line so that he cannot call in, or what should we do? What should we do?
Oh man, either we're gonna hear it here, or we're gonna hear it in the Discord. So
okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open back up the phone lines, because I know my lender for life is gonna eventually call in. All right, phone lines are back open. Let him cook. You're right.
Stop it, Jason.
346 calling. 346, you're in the building with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on with your fam?
What's going on, Greg? It's 2 Cents Boxing. How y'all doing?
What's going on, 2 Cents?
Happening.
Nothing much. I just want to hop in real quick and get my 2 cents about the Earl and Derrick situation, and also, talk about the best fighter on the planet, Terence T-Bud Crawford. Yeah. But first thing I wanted to say about Earl and Derrick is, now, I was watching an interview with Robert Garcia, and he was saying, like, a lot of times the agreement between fighters and trainers is not in writing. It's usually just spoken. And that the industry standard was 10% of the fighter's guarantee, basically, right? So whatever the fighter's guaranteed, they get 10% of that in order they can get paid. Because if you think about, and he said that they don't get paid, or they don't usually get paid off of back end money, because you don't know what the back end will do. So I don't know why you would even agree to get paid off the back end money when that could go either way, just to give my 2 cents about the situation. Yeah. And so I was hearing a lot of people saying, okay, well, he started working with these other fighters, Anthony Joshua and Ryan Garcia and this and that, and they were paying him more money. And I had two thoughts about that. And I thought, well, how can you kind of try to backdoor an arrangement that me and you've had, and we've been working over a decade, because you've got new fighters and y'all have a new different business arrangement? I kind of thought that wasn't fair. Yeah. And then I was saying, why aren't we looking at it at the fact that maybe if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have those fighters? And I felt like that was another perspective way of looking at it. And why aren't looking at it at a way that maybe the trainers, let's say Ryan had before, played him and was like, oh, well, my percentage got to be based off your total revenue. because, like Robert Garcia said, that's not the industry standard. So I just kind of think that whole situation is all weird to me, and I think people really want some type of anything against Errol to try to attack his character. Oh, well, the man made $25 million. Well, why don't they just pay him? Well, that's not how business works. Like, it's not just, oh, because I got more money now all of a sudden I should pay you no more money. I'm paying you what I agreed upon. And if you read the paperwork, Errol paid him the 10% and an additional $100,000. And y'all think that... Which way?
No, I was going to say, I think everything that you're saying is spot on. And the one caveat I want to add to that is that Ryan Garcia and AJ have completely different contracts with the promoter that they have. So if their guarantee could be a lot higher, and if it's based off of the guarantee, then you would get more money. That doesn't mean that Errol isn't paying you an equitable amount based off of whatever his guarantee is. But go ahead.
Right. That's true too. And so I just think it's weird, like they want to try to attack Errol's character and like, oh, well, they should pay more money, you got paid. But that's not how business works. That's not how things work. We've never had an issue with this until other people came in our camp. I think that's also weird too. And I really just hope that, they could work it out or whatever. And I don't believe that trainers are getting paid millions of dollars to train these fighters. And if they are getting paid millions of dollars to train these fighters, it's probably a case where they're the trainer and the manager. So that's why they could possibly be getting paid more, because I hear a lot of people want to compare certain trainers and this and that, but they're not realizing that trainer is the manager and the trainer. So, of course, they would probably be getting paid a little bit more money. And another thing I thought about was Derek James was not even a quote-unquote full-time trainer to Errol. Derek James still had his full-time job. So our relationship was strictly based on you training me from this time to this time, and that's it. So I just think it's weird. Not only are you trying to backdoor me and get money for this fight, it seems like you're also trying to sue me from all the other previous fights I had, because I think they were saying it's a possible like $10 million, but he only asking for half the $5 million. So in my opinion, the lawsuit, it just really doesn't make sense, because the agreement was what it was agreed upon, and I've been paying you that plus a bonus this whole time. So I'm not even sure if he's going to win or that case is going to hold up in court. But that was just my 2 cents about that situation. And I heard Band-Aid on the call earlier coming up here talking about Terence Crawford and how he shouldn't fight Boots, or who has Boots fought, and all this other stuff. And I think that it's crazy that Bud fans can make that argument when Boots has 30 fights. He's fought some pretty decent competition, but you're okay with Terence Crawford fighting somebody with literally 10 fights. Like, he's really a prospect, like, if we're honest about it. But then you're going to backdoor and say, what has Boots done, and he doesn't deserve a fight with Crawford. I don't understand that logic. Do y'all understand that logic?
It makes no sense. And I brought that logic up several times, that they're completely okay with the 10 fights, but they're talking about a guy that has 30 fights and what has he done? And then they'll start twisting the argument to, oh, well, he has a title. Well, Jaron Ennis had an interim title as well. So I don't understand. As a matter of fact, I guess Madrimov has does Madrimov have the interim belt or I think he has.
Apparently he has a belt and an interim belt. So Terence Crawford will be getting 2 belts in this fight, I believe.
So at the end of the day, like this, listen. At the end of the day, you make the argument, and this is the reason why I say I get heated, 2 cents, because I like consistent arguments, and what I don't see from a lot of boxing fans is that their argument changes based off of the fighter, and that happens all the time, including Band Up. And Band Up knows he's guilty of this. His argument is going to change based off of the fighter, and you're just pointing that out. But go ahead.
Oh, and the last thing I wanted to say about the Errol Spence thing, I'm going to get back on that. But when people were saying, oh, well, Errol texted him and he said he was going to pay him. Maybe Errol did text him and say he was going to pay him. Maybe Errol doesn't even have a problem paying the 2.5. But I don't think what people realize is Errol probably has financial advisors, and he was probably advised to not pay that because he doesn't have to. But anyway, I just want to get on that. But back what I was saying. And so when you bring up, like, better competition. Another thing that I don't understand people say is when you bring up better competition for Crawford to fight, they say, oh, you just want to see Crawford get beat. And I'm like, why, if I want to see him fight better competition, does that mean I want to see him get beat? I don't understand that talking point and why they say that. And anytime you bring up anybody, what'd you say?
Oh, that's because that's what I want. I want to see him fight better competition so he can lose. But go ahead.
And so anytime you bring up anybody, and that's the issue with Crawford, is that Crawford never fights who the fans perceive to be better competition, whether he can beat them or not. Everybody like, oh, Crawford will run through 54. He'll beat this person, this person, this person. Well, why don't he fight them? Instead, he fights people you've never even heard of when he fighting them, and you never hear of them after he fights them. And that's the biggest issue with Crawford. Like, this is who you're going to fight when you're heading your first pay-per-view card. And then you want to feel some type of way and be upset and say how people don't respect you or whatever the case may be when you don't fight the fights that the fans perceive to be top competition. Now, I hear everybody saying he'll go up and beat Canelo and fight Canelo, but I don't believe that Terence Crawford would fight Canelo. And I said this after the Spence fight. Crawford has never fought tough or top competition. Why would we expect him to do it this late in his career? He's going to continue to game plan and strategize the way he's always game planned and strategized. Now, I hear it's a lot of talk with the Boots fight and that the Saudis may make the Boots fight and give him the money that he wants, and that's cool. But as we know, Eddie Hearn will dangle a fight in your face to promote his fighter and never even make the fight. So I really don't trust Eddie Hearn with that either. But we'll see. But that was just my 2 cents about that. Crawford has never just given us the fights that we perceive to be competitive. I mean, every time I watch a Crawford fight, I'm like, I still don't know if Crawford is as great as people say he is because he's never challenged. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's because he's that good. There's nobody that can challenge him. But I just don't think that's true. I just don't think that he really puts himself in positions to really be challenged. And we can bring up the Spence fight and all of that, and everybody can say what they want. But if you're honest, you can honestly say that Spence wasn't the same fighter he was. It was something going on with him in that fight, and you could tell before he actually got in the ring. But that's just my 2 cents. I want to come up here and drop it real quick before other people calling. I wasn't able to get through on the phone lines.
I appreciate you calling in and dropping, and make sure you drop your link in the chat again so people can take a look at it.
All right, thank you.
All right, later. Yeah, that was 2 cents boxing, and boy, she be spot on with a lot of her stuff. I can't even lie. But one thing I want to address, Jay, before we go to a call, I did pause the line real quick. Jay, we were the first ones that dropped this whole lawsuit and $5 million, yet I saw a lot of people on Twitter claiming it as their own. And it's like, we searched Twitter and we searched YouTube for like about 10 minutes looking for if anybody had this content out there. Nobody had it. It was non-existent before we dropped it. And then all of a sudden, everybody claimed that they were the ones who found it. You found it because we showed you where it was. And stop pretending like you didn't see it. So I did want to put that out there. Everybody that was on Twitter and YouTube claiming that they found this, you didn't. We found it. Similarly to what we found when we did the whole situation with BLK Prime. So stop with the cap. You didn't find this. All right, the phone line back open.
Yeah, that was the funniest shit to me. I'm like, they taking screenshots and pulling. Yeah, I'm like, you didn't find shit.
Exactly. You didn't find any of that. We found it.
Because if they had found this shit, would have been out a while. Because shit came out April 17th.
Yeah, it would have been out, and it hadn't been out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we put it out, and then it was like, oh, look what we found. Mr. Let Him Cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Happy Sunday, my friends.
What's going on, Jerry?
What's happening,
How are
Jerry?
you today?
Doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Man, YouTube, God bless YouTube. Just gives everybody and anybody a channel. And people can just go on the platform and just, give their 2 cents. Sweet heavens. Greg, I don't like that you don't engage with me, brother, because you wait till I hang up and then you go on your little tirade and I have no way to answer back because, you close down the lines.
Well, hold on, Jerry. Jerry, you have a hard time hearing us, so I just let you get off, man. I let you cook.
No. I want to engage. You and I. Let's engage.
Okay.
Because we have a litany of topics to talk about, honestly. I think you've had a rough 10 days. I can go down the list, and we could check off each subject.
Go ahead.
Number one, you were pretty firm that our boy Crawford wouldn't get Saudi money, huh?
When was I firm on that he wouldn't get?
I doubt it.
When did I?
I really doubt it he'll get it, but, that's the rumor.
Okay.
Here's a little insight, Greg. Do you remember when Bud Crawford said he had investors that were ready to put up $25 million a piece to him and your boy, Big Fish? You remember that?
Uh-huh.
That's who that was.
And you know that how?
Because it's on record.
By who?
Crawford's been talking to Turkey Al-Sheikh since 2021.
And somehow that means that he was the investor?
2021.
But how do you know that means he was the investor?
Around going, we don't even know who the investor is. And all money ain't good money. Well, guess who's on the August 3rd card? A bunch of PBC fighters.
So, right? and you can validate that how? But how can you validate that? That's an assumption. But go ahead. You don't have any way to validate that. You're making an assumption. Go ahead.
Is Turkey Al-Sheikh's money good? Is it good?
I think the money's fine, apparently.
All money ain't good money.
Hey, you're making a link that doesn't exist. You have no proof that was actually the investor. But if that's what you want to try to do, go ahead.
Talking about proof, Greg, let's talk about one of your narratives, which I love, which is that Crawford listens to his fans and then runs with the narrative. What proof do you have for that, my friend?
Oh, every time I hear I'm going to give it to you. Every time you see his fans talking about a specific narrative, they're trying to block Bud. Oh, they did this, they did that. Then he goes and regurgitates that exact same narrative on Twitter.
Do you think that Bud Crawford needs to hear it from us to know that he's being blocked, Greg?
No, I think he can use a narrative and then support the narrative coming from his fans in order to make it feel like it's actually real. That's just simple logic. That's simple logic, Jerry.
So let me ask you a question, Greg, because you're a very smart guy.
I am. 122, baby. 122, baby.
What do you want to be? Because I'm about to test your mental today, buddy.
Let's go.
See how smart you really are. Okay?
Very.
So are you telling me that Charlo dusted off his knee pads, his knees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And coming out of the woodwork to say, like your boy Spence, when 205 pounds, looking like a middle linebacker, jumped in the ring, wanted to fight Fundora after he just told us he couldn't fight his rematch. That's not blocking. Jermall Charlo coming out the woodworks talking about, hey, I'm ready to fight now. When Crawford announces a fight, that's not blocking, Greg.
So
Crawford needs to hear it from his fans.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. So are you telling me that you?
Question.
So I'm going to answer your question. So you're telling me that factually, and that could be considered blocking. But are you telling me that factually that you know that? Hold up. You're telling me that factually that you know that there's a conspiracy in the boxing sport against Terence Crawford, some great conspiracy to block him from becoming his greatest self. Or was that? Hold on. Or was that Errol desire?
Greg, it's not a conspiracy in boxing. It's a conspiracy in the PBC.
And how do you know that? Hold on. How do you know that? How do you know that?
Hang on. He was on the wrong side of the street.
Okay.
All the years they won't make the fight.
Okay.
He becomes independent.
Okay.
And he still can't get it right.
Okay, so now can I interject? Can I interject? Because you hold on.
Let me make the connection.
Go ahead.
Because your boy Ellaby said, well, of course Fundora would fight Spence. Spence is family. I'll let you finish.
So, are you telling me that you know for a fact that was Al Heyman in the PBC? Or was that just Errol Spence's desire to fight Fundora next? You don't know that. You're simply making an assumption. That is all you're doing.
So why did we not get a rematch, Greg?
Hold on. Let me finish this.
Sidelines for 7 months. 7 months.
Let me finish.
Spence doesn't even have a trainer.
Okay, so you're telling me that Terence Crawford,
in the ring asking for a Fundora fight. He doesn't even have a trainer.
Hold on, Mr. Jerry. You're sitting up here telling me that the PBC is blocking Terence Crawford, yet Terence Crawford was out of his contract, had the option to go and become either a PBC fighter or become independent and get the fights on PBC, yet he chose to sign back to Bob Arum, who was specifically making fights in-house, was known for making fights in-house, but you seem to forget that part. Miss me when he was being blocked. You are not as smart as you think you are, Jerry.
Greg. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Like, what are you talking about? What year are you regressing to?
What are you talking about?
Today. I am talking about today. You're going back.
But Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is talking about over his career that he's been blocked. The topic is not just today. The topic of Terence Crawford getting blocked has been over the last few years, and that's what his fans talking about.
Is that what he's talking about just today? Okay, Greg. Let's go back to 2018. Since you let's go back to the history of it. In 2018. Right?
Yep.
When Spence pulled up on Crawford didn't pull up on Spence because, whatever. Okay?
Yep.
Crawford was the WBO champion, wasn't he?
So?
He was, right?
Yeah. So?
He specifically asked Spence, was his name ever brought up by Al Heyman?
Okay.
And what did Spence say, Greg?
So you're telling me just because a guy's name wasn't brought up, he was blocked? That doesn't make no damn sense. It doesn't. I don't even remember, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just because his name wasn't brought up doesn't mean he was blocked.
Facts don't matter, Greg. Facts don't matter, Greg.
You're just not making any sense.
Don't matter.
Name being brought up equates to being blocked. His name not being brought up equates to being blocked.
Listen. You won't understand what a block is unless it hits you on the side of the head, brother.
Oh.
I mean, like I said, you're very smart until you don't want to be smart. Only 99% of boxing can see it staring you dead in the eyes, and if it had teeth, it will bite you. Right?
I'm just killing your assumptions. I'm killing your assumptions because you're making a bunch of assumptions.
Greg, but why does it hurt you to say that? Why does it hurt you to say that the PBC was actually blocking Crawford?
What incentive does PBC have to block?
Why does it hurt you to say?
What's the incentive?
Why does it hurt you to say that you absolutely hate Crawford?
What's the incentive?
Like, why would you not just embrace it?
So first and foremost, I don't hate Crawford. I told you more than one time before. I hate his fans. Okay. And what incentive? What incentive does the?
Let's say that you hate on Crawford, because hating Crawford is harsh. I get it. Let's say that you're anti-Crawford. Anything that has to do with Crawford, you're anti-it. Let's just say that. For instance, Crawford likes to get the most for the least. He likes to take the path of least resistance to a title, right?
That's him.
The easy road. Greg,
the easy road Crawford.
What do you have of that?
What do you mean?
Have of that?
All you got to do is just look at the situation. He tried to backdoor his way into Canelo. Right now, he's trying to set up a situation where he only has to fight 2 times to become undisputed. When he fought and got undisputed at 140, it was only 2 fights. And then he allowed Errol Spence to collect all the belts before he actually fought him. Boom, bam, done. Hell you talking about, man? You can't whoop me, Jerry. You can't beat me. Let you cook.
He allowed. Listen, buddy. You're on grand stage right now. Crawford allowed Spence to go collect all the belts on his side of the street.
Facts.
He allowed it. Okay, I got you. So what course of action should he be taking to get all the belts at 154? Because I think he's tried just about every option available, and everybody's running for the hills. So
ain't nobody running for him. Boost wants him. Boost wants him. Boost wants him. The Boost wants him. So ain't nobody running for the hill. Boost wants him. And Madrimov is 6. Madrimov is 6.
How is he gonna listen, Greg? Listen, buddy, you're getting ahead of yourself. How is he gonna get all the titles at 154? What you're not realizing is that Madrimov is WBA champion.
That's fine.
You can keep.
You want to know? You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why?
The champion.
You want to know why? You want to know why I have an issue with it? Because the WBO title should not be on the line. Because the actual champion is not available, and Madrimov is not even ranked in the WBO. So that title shouldn't be on the line. So the WBO is in conjunction. It is on the line. It is on the line. Madrimov is 6.
Let me clear up some of the facts so that you don't bust a vein in your neck. Listen, it's for the interim. It's the WBO interim. So hang on, Greg. So what that does is Fundora has to fight him next.
There is no interim. There should be no interim on the line. No title associated with the WBO should be on the line because Madrimov is not ranked.
Listen. If you are WBO champion at 147, which correct me if I'm wrong, but Crawford is. Okay. So when you're talking about Crawford shouldn't allow this, Crawford shouldn't allow that. Well, he's not allowing it. He's not allowing Fundora to run for the goddamn hills. Why does he have to chase you down?
He should. How is he chasing him down? The man is medically inactive. Medically inactive. He cannot fight right now. So wait till the man is medically clear. But the WBO, interim or otherwise, should not be on the line when Madrimov is not ranked. Period.
Greg, you're not listening. You're not listening.
I am listening.
The WBO belt is not on the line. It is interim.
I just said interim or otherwise. Interim or otherwise should not be on the line. You're not listening.
But why you say that, Greg? Why you say that?
Madrimov is not ranked. Madrimov is not ranked. The champion is actually indisposed right now. He cannot fight. Madrimov is not even tied to the WBO. The title shouldn't be on the line.
The belt is on the line as the interim.
I don't care.
Because Crawford petitioned it, Greg.
I don't care. Wait till the champion. Then fight the champion when he's ready to fight, when he's medically clear. If he's no. There should be no title on the line.
Greg, take a deep breath because you're not understanding what you're saying.
I'm understanding exactly what I'm saying.
He is going to fight Fundora when Fundora is ready.
I don't. So you're not tracking with me. You're not tracking. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if it's an interim title. The WBO shouldn't even be on the line. If Fundora's gonna fight him, he's gonna fight him. But you don't make him interim champion when the guy that he's fighting is not even ranked in the WBO. You petition. That gives you the opportunity to fight the available champion when he's actually available. If he's medically not available, then you fight him or you fight somebody who is like the #1 contender in the WBO or whatever to become the interim. You don't fight a guy that's not even associated. That will make him have to fight two fights.
Greg, you are just talking on pure emotion. You're not even.
Oh my God! No, everything I'm saying is 100% logical.
Listen, Crawford already tried that, Greg, and you know what happened? Spence jumped in the ring.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who cares? Spence is not ranked. The WBO didn't have to do anything related to Spence. Spence is a non-factor.
The only way to make sure that Fundora is going to fight him next and he doesn't duck him is the way that it's being handled right now, which is being handled by Crawford's attorney.
Nope. You know what? No, that's bullshit. Bullshit.
Of your pure hate.
No, bullshit. No, bullshit. Bullshit. Nope, bullshit. You want to know what the other way? You want to know the other way? The other way could have been simply this. Hey, you fight for the WBO title. If Fundora doesn't make the actual fight with you, then we strip him of the title and allow you to fight the #1 contender for the belt. Instead of giving him the option to win. No, that's two different things.
How did Boots get the IBF championship? Because he
Boots was all
right, Greg.
Boots was already interim. Boots was already interim.
Boots, although he had a rematch clause with Crawford.
Man, what the fuck are you talking about?
And they made Boots the IBF champion.
Yo, Boots fought for the Boots. See, you making my point. Boots fought for the interim title. Terence Crawford is fighting a guy that's not even ranked. Boots fought a guy that was ranked for the IBF to become interim champion, and then became the IBF champion when he wouldn't fight him. Two totally different situations.
Madrimov is a champion, Greg.
Who cares? He's not ranked in the WBO. He's not ranked in the WBO.
Okay, all right, let's move on, Greg, because it doesn't matter that Madrimov is a champion. Who cares? Listen, I'm listening to you talk about Spence and DJ. And not even in that sense can you even go against Spence. Spence said in a text message, oh, okay, that's what I owe you. And I'm hearing people spin that.
I ain't seen the text message.
What is wrong with everybody?
I ain't seen the text message.
What is wrong with you? And then I just heard somebody call previously, and I believe that person has a YouTube channel. God bless. God bless. But there are trainers making that kind of money because AJ and Garcia just paid him that kind of money. So what the hell are y'all talking about? This is the blind leading the blind. Where are y'all getting your facts from? Just because you don't want to agree? I mean, DJ is an ex-boxer. He's not a CPA. He's not an attorney. He's not a professional by trade. He's a trainer. And, of course, he was relying on good faith. Because guess what? Spence got paid a guarantee of $25 million, Greg. It had nothing to do with back-end money. He got paid a guarantee of $25 million. What is 10% of $25 million? For those that are saying, oh, well, he wants back-end money. Well, I don't think any trainer's gotten back-end money. He doesn't want back-end money. He wants 10% of the guarantee, which was $25 million. That's simple math, guys. Simple as that. But here's my other topic, Greg, and I'm going to get off the phone. The other part of you having a bad 10-day stretch. For the longest, you were telling me that where is the energy that Shakur has for Tank? Have you seen enough energy on Instagram and Twitter from Shakur?
That's good.
I could forward you a video with him with no shirt on. Going, you don't want no beef with Mayweather. You want beef with me. Why don't and I get together? And you know what Tanky Tank's response is? You're on my 6 or 7. I've got a list of 6 or 7 boxers, and you're on that list, buddy. How can he be on a list? He's on a fight contract with Top Rank. Did you already agree on a fight with Shakur, and he doesn't even know it? He's on a 6-7 a fight list when you're only fighting once a year. So what you gonna fight Shakur in 2031? Boy,
he fights 2 to 3 times a year.
I tell you, when you decide to ride or die with some boxers, y'all really pick the right ones. Y'all really pick the right ones. This man is on Twitter going at Floyd Mayweather. We wouldn't even know who Tank Davis was if it wasn't for Floyd Mayweather. But that's not enough. If you really want to know who Tank Davis is, just look at how Mayweather threatens him. Threatens him with a big fight. And watch Tanky Tank run for the hills. When he offered him Lomachenko, y'all trying to get me beat. When he offered him Teofimo Lopez, crickets. And now he's saying June and should be Shakur, not Frank Martin. Y'all trying to get me beat. But I will tell you this, come June, I am predicting an upset. With Derek James reignited, with a power pack on his back, And with Ryan Garcia now riding high, Ryan Garcia believes that he can beat Tanky Tank. So I am predicting, if he doesn't melt under the lights, that Frank Davis will continue, as you say, cherry pick on wrong. And your boy Tanky Tank is going into Tanky Tank. This is Jerry Soriano, your lender for life. Let him cook.
Mr. Jerry calling in. No, I appreciate Jerry calling in because, he wanted me to engage today, and so I engaged. But I will talk about one topic. I did freeze the phone lines real quick. I want to talk about this one topic. And this shows a lack of understanding of how the boxing associations work. You cannot even be ranked when you're a champion in another division. And so all of a sudden, an interim title is on the line. Interim title is on the line. I have never seen an interim title be on the line unless there are two contenders ranked within that particular sanctioning body, the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, or the WBO. We've never seen an interim title awarded to anyone outside of individuals who are actually fighting and ranked in that division. That's how interim titles fucking work, guys. So the notion that somehow Terence Crawford fighting for an interim title actually makes sense makes no sense. So when you say in the chat that I got cooked by Jerry somehow, it's ridiculous because it doesn't actually make sense, because the history of boxing suggests that it doesn't even work like that. He's fighting a guy for an interim title that is not, because he's a champion in another sanctioning body, is not even ranked in that division. So you ask me, how else could this end up happening? This is how. He could fight for the WBA title, and then if Fundora refuses to fight him, they can strip Fundora, and then Terence Crawford can fight whoever the number one contender is for the WBO title, win that title, and then he can fight for the IBF and the WBC. What this allows Terence Crawford to do is to win the title in basically one fight, win two titles in one fight. Because if Fundora, let's just say Fundora is still like medically not clear or something like that, then they can pull the trigger on saying, oh, well, we're just going to strip you or whatever and move the title over to Terence Crawford. This allows Terence Crawford to fight like basically, or said differently, if Fundora does agree to fight him, then he gets the WBC, the WBO, and it's a shortcut essentially. Going from, hey, I only have to fight 2 times to get 3 titles, he'd have to fight 3 times to get 3 titles. That's the reason why it's a shortcut. And I don't understand why people in the comments section talk, you got cooked, you got cooked, you got cooked. If you know the rules of boxing, you would say, I get where you're coming from, Greg. I get it. I want Terence Crawford to get the opportunity to shortcut to the title. But I do understand why you're saying that it doesn't make sense that he's being allowed to actually fight for an interim title when this guy is not even ranked. And interim titles have been long have been opportunities for guys that are in the sanctioning bodies, who were ranked by the sanctioning bodies, to get the opportunity to fight for a title and then eventually get a chance at the actual regular champion or the super champion, depending on what the situation is. That is why. But anyway, I'm going to open the phone lines back up. Jay, anything else you want to share with that? Because I don't understand why other people don't understand that.
I found it funny as usual with Jerry. He wondered why we don't go back and forth, because he usually don't let you talk, and then he over talks or he moves the goalposts like he did here. He went all over the place. Real quickly, just a quick salute to ASVP TV 499. He said, like you said, Greg, it's cherry pick going wrong, and Tank up next. First off, Frank ain't no cherry pick. That's actually a decent fight. That's not a cherry pick. Everyone knows Frank could fight. Even though his last fight was kind of questionable, outside of that, we figured we want that fight. It kills the narrative. Now all of a sudden Jerry's on Frank's side when he said Tank would never fight a black person. He also said that, it always changes. He said, y'all trying to hold a black man down, black man down, talking about Bud, but then he talked about Tank, like dog, like shit. So which one is it?
Exactly, dog. It always changes up, and that's like my biggest issue is like the goalpost always changes. But I love what Jerry Soriano calls, because I love everybody getting the opportunity to come on here and give a different perspective, and that I personally think that makes the channel better. But you guys tell me if you believe that makes the channel. Whether you think Jerry cooked me or not, I know that he didn't. He got cooked. I filet mignoned his ass. But I think it makes the channel better when we got passionate people like Jerry calling in and wanting to go back and forth with, you know, the legend who is
also Modern King Boxing, $2. Appreciate that. I'm not going to say what you just put on there, Modern King Boxing. I know what you're doing. You're trying to be troll. You trolling me.
What he said?
He said Jerry.
Modern King Boxing. Appreciate you, fam. So no, we're gonna go ahead and open. Oh, we had 2 hours and 5 minutes. We're gonna open the phone lines back up. We're gonna open it back up for, I don't know, another 5 minutes or so, in case there's one other call that wants to call in. Coach Malachi told me to say, "What's up, clown?" That's fine. I know who quote unquote Coach Malachi is. And again, my brother, we don't do content creator beef. So if that's what your expectation is, that we're going to say something negative about Coach Malachi, I don't know if he said something negative about us. If he has, that's great. If he hasn't, that's also great. But if you think we're going to do a content creator beef with Coach Malachi, it's not going to happen, my guy. So you can go on to the next chat with that. Appreciate you, Jay. Jerry cooked you. Like I said, when Floyd said Bud should have fought Benavidez, y'all was all over it. But when Floyd says Tank should fight Shakur, crickets. We've already said Tank should fight Shakur. What are you talking about? We've already said that Tank should fight Shakur. That's number one. Number two, Jerry got cooked to death. Okay, easy work. And I see a lot of people in the channel saying that in the chat saying Jerry got cooked.
Greg, like you said, we already talked about. We said from the get go, we need to see Tank fight 1 or 3 people. Devin. This was before Devin lost to Ryan. We said Devin, Shakur, Frank. What the hell are y'all talking about?
You just making stuff up, Jay. Tunnel Vision, $5. All of a sudden, let him cook, giving props to Ryan when he trashed Tank for fighting him. And unlike Devin, Tank goes in respecting his opponents. Facts. The goalpost always moves, Tunnel Vision. All of a sudden, but they don't realize when they're making the goalpost move and all that other stuff. So it's interesting to me. Jason Williams say Grant Pass going for the low. No, Linda for Life Packs going for the low, homie. I smoked them easy work because all I have to do is rely on the history of the sport and what interim titles. Name, I tell you what, Jason Williams, anybody in the chat, give me an example when a guy fought somebody else that was outside of the sanctioning body rankings when they became an interim champion. Name it, and I'll say Jerry cooked me. Name it. Name another situation where that happened. Because you can't name one, because that's not the way the fucking interim championships work. So miss me with all that. He cooked you. He cooked you. No, shut up. Because that don't happen. So it is what it is. You can't. Jerry can't whoop me, man. He started going on talking about boots. He got whooped on that. He got whoops on everything. Jay, the reason why it matters is because we've never seen that. That means he was asking me specifically about Terence Crawford getting shortcutted to titles. And that's what I'm talking about. We've never seen someone win an interim title by fighting a guy that's not even ranked in that sanctioning body. We've never seen that. So he's being fast-tracked to titles. That's what we were talking about specifically. And I said, they are fast-tracking him, and here's the example why. And then you're trying to discredit that reason, basically saying, well, that's okay. Well, hold up. We've never seen that ever before. That means he's being fast-tracked. That supports my damn argument, Jay. What are we talking about here? Are we losing sight of what the argument was? Dog, you guys got to realize it's hard. You can't cook me, dog. It's all good. Why can't y'all just accept that Jerry got whooped? I know y'all support Jerry. Some of you do. But just accept it. He got whooped here. Anytime I talk back to Jerry, he gets whooped. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you, Shoney D. I cooked him. But anyway,
funny.
No, but I do want to say, my Linda for Life, Jerry, you know I appreciate you, man, for calling in. It's always love for everybody that calls in, and that's one thing that I appreciate about the people that the ASVP TV. You want to call in? I'm opening the line back up for you. But I'm not about to argue with you because I'm actually tired from arguing with Jerry. But I will let you get your point off. The line back open. But I'm appreciative of all the people that come in and support the channel and show up to the lives because, man, we can have some really good debates and arguments and it not and it not be personal, man. It's just boxing fans coming together and just having a good time talking about the sport. So ASVP TV, I believe this you. What's going on with you, fam?
How y'all doing, man?
Doing well, bro. How are you?
I meant to call in earlier, but I was just getting out work and stuff like that.
I feel you.
But I disagree with what 2 Cents said about Crawford not really ever won no challenges and all that, because he got up on First Take when he first moved up to 147. He called out everybody at 147. Except for Sean Porter.
He called out
also
Keith.
Said that Thurman. He said that Thurman was the man, and he said Spence ain't what y'all think he is.
That's fine.
So to say, I'm pretty sure he did want that smoke, but at the same time, when you got people like saying like get a belt, when you do get a belt, you on the wrong side of the street. You know, when you hear stuff like that, I mean, you know, you can't really put the blame on him for them fights not happening. You know, he could
have become independent or stop signing the top rank. Could he not?
I don't know, because I don't know how the business works. I'm still new to that side of boxing. But at the same time, if you gotta sign, that's what's wrong with boxing, in my opinion. If you gotta sign to a certain promotion just to get certain fights, I mean, I don't understand it. I think it's money to go around for everybody. You know, that's just me. You know, but you see, the guy, His Excellency. You know, he got a card with fighters from every promotion. That's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is a great card. You know, I'm a buy it as soon as they got it available. But you know, that's a pretty good card, and I think he in my opinion, I don't understand why that's so hard for people to understand. But I think legacy and money goes hand in hand with every fight you have. I don't think it's one or the other, because he clearly he put his plans out there for everybody to know. 3-time undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm not hearing people when they say, oh, he should fight Boots and that. He done moved up to 54. He trying to grab that first belt at 54. Yep. So what Boots needs to do, I done commented this plenty of times. Boots needs to move up, get that IBF strap, get in his way, force that fight to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I really think Eddie really just fronted. I don't think Eddie want to make that fight, because I think Boots is like you know how before AJ was Eddie's guy. I feel like that's Boots' next. I don't think because Boots gonna lose. He gonna lose that fight. I'm 100% sure he gonna lose that fight. He not finna just let that stock go to waste like that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna continue to build up natural with that. Now I feel like what he can do to improve his image, let him knock off Conor Ben. Then people will forget all that steroid shit. Go ahead and get that steroid shit up out of there, all that stuff. Because you know when his fighters test positive for drugs, you know who they point the finger at. They say, oh, all your fighters tend to pop dirty for some reason. You know, Dylan White, Alicia Baumgartner, and now Conor Ben. And I think Canelo was under him when he tested dirty, right? Or was he with Golden Boy?
I think he was with Golden Boy. But Golden Boy was kind of, he was with Golden Boy, I think.
Yeah, like, I don't even think Eddie really want to make that fight like talking about. I don't think he wants to. I don't think we're going to see it, you know, but if we do, I got Bud by stoppage. Same as always. But this is another thing, Greg. You be hating, boy.
I'm a hater?
Kept track. Yes, I done kept track of this shit. Let me tell you. Let me go through the timeline.
Okay.
So we go back to Errol Spence Crawford fight build up.
Yeah.
What it was, where the media come in while you training. It was this.
Yeah.
Crawford wrapping his hands. Reporter asked him, I think it was the guy from Fight House. He say, would you entertain a fight with Canelo Alvarez at 168? He said, no, it's weight class for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, then as time goes on, he do his media run after the victory. And then I forget which show he was on. But they asked him again about Canelo. And then he changed his answer and said, maybe at a catch weight, maybe at 160. I remember this clear as day. You got on now You got on here and criticized him for calling him out at 160, and then said, why not just go to 168? You trying to drain Canelo? So fast forward. Crawford calls him out at 168. Everybody think this motherfucker crazy. For some reason, don't nobody want to see him make history by going up 3 weight classes. I don't know why. Everybody think he gonna go in there and look like Charlo. I don't know how you get that correlation, but when that happened, motherfuckers like, oh man, well, you gotta fight Benavidez now. You can't jump the line. I'm like, what? That ain't what you said a while ago. And Greg, you know I'm not lying. This is how your takes go. As Terence Crawford does something, this is your take.
So can I respond to that? No, everything. No, I think everything you said is spot on. But I think the parts that you're missing is that. So you mentioned that Terence Crawford said when he was getting his hand wrapped that he wouldn't fight Canelo. It's for a reason. And then then he went on not the Breakfast Club, but Hot 97. He said it again. Weight classes for a reason. Then he started to change his stance about catch weights and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you trying to drain the man? That's some BS, right? But all of this was before we actually saw Mel. So my perspective was different before Mel. Once Mel went in there and shit it. No. Listen. I get it. But that's not what I'm talking about, right? I also said that Terence Crawford would put on a better fight than Jermall Charlo if he moved up to 68. That's not my qualm, right? The issue that I have is that now that Mel is lost in the way that he's lost, and now you're talking about another guy not only moving up 2 weight classes, this guy's trying to move up 3. It's not palatable, right? So in order for him to prove that this is now a palatable fight, a guy moving up 3 weight classes when a guy moved up 2 weight classes didn't do very well, regardless of what my personal feelings are about how Terence Crawford would perform at 168 relative to what we saw from Jamal Charlo. The fact remains is that general boxing fans will not be able to be sold on this because now you got a guy moving up from 3 versus 2 weight classes. So what should you do? You should actually, instead of trying to skip the line like Mel did because we saw what happened there and what the ramifications were there, now go up and fight a guy who's a legitimate 168 pounder. Prove that you belong and then fight Canelo. That was my argument, and you're leaving that part out.
Well, first off, I think that's the biggest fight in boxing. I don't care about no other fight. That Canelo versus Bud, biggest fight in boxing. And part of the reason why I think he calls out Canelo is Canelo was once upon a time, he was down on them lower weight class. And he ain't gonna fight Benavidez. He done told y'all I don't know how many times he ain't gonna fight Benavidez, man. He might not told you specifically like that. You know, he ain't come out verbatim and say it, but he giving you all the clues that he's not gonna fight Benavidez. And Benavidez getting ready to move on. And you see the WBC, they not doing that because you know every time he get ready to fight, they got a brand new shiny belt for him. So you think they finna stop that cash flow and let Benavidez? Because everybody know Benavidez gonna knock him off. He gonna knock him off.
Facts.
The man is a light heavyweight. Like he gonna knock him off. It ain't no question. And Canelo know that. That's what I'm saying. Bud and Canelo match up. And if you really look at it, that's all Canelo got going for him is the weight. And I think that's why a lot of people pushing against that fight because they know Bud gonna tax that ass. He gonna tax that ass. Because it's, in the terms of skills, it ain't close. It's not an argument. Weight is the only thing Canelo got going for him. And I think you admitted that you think Bud would beat Canelo.
No, I think I said that. I think I think Bud is more skilled than Canelo. I do agree with that. I don't think he's gonna beat him though.
But either way, I feel like that is the biggest fight. Now, with the Devin Haney situation, I do feel like they should have a trilogy, but I understand if Ryan don't want to give him a rematch. I understand because he got a close decision against Loma, and then he ran off with the W. Then turn around, people saying he was weight drained at 135. So if you gonna use that, if people gonna use that excuse, not y'all, but I'm saying in general, if people was to use that excuse, he was weight drained. Why are you going back and forth with Shakur on Twitter talking about 25% off? If he was weight drained the whole time, why was you doing that? You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So at the same time, I ain't had no skin in the game. When it comes to all of them lower guys, them Shakur, the four kings, whatever they want to call them. I don't really got no skin in the game, you know. I do want to see the fights though, you know.
Yeah,
not so much the Devin and Tank, but Shakur and Tank. I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see those fights too, and that's the one thing that's good about this Turkey Al-Sheikh, because I think he's going to end up forcing a lot of fights that we want to see, and if he does end up forcing a lot of fights that we want to see, then I think it's going to be good for the sport. And I think before it's all said and done, we're going to know exactly what David Benavidez is. We're going to know exactly what Canelo is. We're going to know exactly what Crawford is. We're going to know exactly what Boots is. So I do believe that that he can be good for the sport, specifically in the short term. I don't know about the long term, but definitely in the short term, he could be good for the sport, forcing us to see some of those big matchups.
Right. And the last thing, when it comes to Boots and Boots against Bud, I don't have no problem with the fight. I will spend my money to see it. You know, I ain't got no problem with it. I think the pushback from Crawford fans that you're hearing a lot of, at least from what I'm seeing, is the fact that y'all not putting him through the same hoops you put Bud through. And Bud had a much better resume, a much better list of accolades at that time when he was coming to challenge Spence. That's with me, that's my whole pushback on it. You're not giving him that same energy you gave Bud, because he ain't did nothing. And I ain't got no problem with the fight. At all. I'm happy to pay for it, happy to bet on it. You know, I ain't tripping. That's all. We just want you to keep the same energy that you had for Bud, because Bud was way more accomplished when he moved up in terms of undisputed than Boots is. That's it. That's my call. Appreciate y'all for taking the time.
I appreciate you, fam. That was a good call from the caller there, man. He got a specific perspective. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he said, but no, that was definitely a good perspective. So Jay, right now we had 2 hours and 22 minutes. Definitely want to say appreciate everybody that participated in the show today, everybody that called in, everybody that joined the Discord. The Discord is linked to the top of the chat, so check out the Discord. Man, we always in there, man, chopping it up. I think Jay and John Mack and everybody can attest to that we are in there constantly. We're talking, and you know, we kicking it in there, man. And you know, what's it called? It's talking about 1.5 million pay-per-view buys when there's a bunch of people that haven't even said that the pay-per-views are out yet. So I don't know how Jay got that number, but anyway, and I can tell you, I'm pretty sure I've heard that it's far less than well, I'm gonna leave it at that, man, because I haven't gotten a firm number yet, but I'm definitely hearing that it's not anywhere near expectations, and that's the reason why you haven't heard anything. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody that called in. I know me and Jerry got a little lively today, and some people say, "Hey man, Greg, why you yelling at da 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 da?" I get passionate about the sport. I get passionate about the arguments, and I enjoy having the arguments. So that's the way I kick it when we having debates and stuff like that. PD Russell said he heard 300,000. Jay saying I'm a hater, but NH2, what's going on with your fam? I ain't see you in the chat. And Big Supreme said Greg Mr. IQ was on. I can't see it because this little thing is in the way.
It's on point.
Oh, on point. No, I appreciate you, Big Supreme, man. People don't want to give a brother credit, man. A brother fairly smart. My memory is garbage today. It used to be good, but my memory is garbage now. But it's okay now. It's okay. It's not what it used to be. But no, man, appreciate everybody. And Jay, do you, huh?
No, Jay said, Ryan said 1.5. Ryan has said so much different shit. He said go left, go right, go up, go down, front, back, north, south, east, west. You can't believe that fool on that.
Shit ain't so no 1.5. So to the people that supported the channel today, AC $4.99, Barbara D, appreciate your queen, $10. ASVP TV $9.99. You can catch ASVP TV in the Discord, man. We be going back and forth, and this I like it. I enjoy ASVP TV and his thought process. Another $4.99 from $4.99 from ASVP TV. Watch for the Hook gave us $5. They appreciate you. Captain DGAF became a member today. I appreciate you, fan. That $2.99 a month really helps us. And anybody else that's currently in the chat, think about becoming a member. And then SVP hit us with another $4.99. Appreciate you, fam. Modern King hit us with $2. LL Music hit us with $4.99. Appreciate you, fam. SVP TV hit us with another $4.99. Damn, SVP TV, appreciate you, fam. Modern King Boxing, $2. Jay hit us with the $9.99. Appreciate you, fam. Tunnel Vision always support the channel with $5. Appreciate everybody that supported us today. Jay, anything else you wanna run through before we move on to the next video that we're gonna do later today?
Nah, that was it, man. Just if y'all haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit that like button. On the way out, we appreciate y'all.
All right, man. That bonus came in. I appreciate you, Captain DGAF. Facts. All right, guys. Fresh content coming, of course, this coming up week. We know we got the big fight next weekend. Unfortunately, I will be traveling, so I won't be able to do it. So we won't. Well, Jay, maybe you might want to do this. I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna do a fight party for Canelo. But certainly we'll be back with content talking about that fight this week, and we'll be talking about more content and everything that's hot and new in the sport of boxing coming out this week. We'll be talking about it. So again, appreciate everybody that supported the channel today, came in, hit the like button. And gave their commentary in the chat, and we'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace and salute.